moment. Revo around the outside, he has the inside for the left-hander and he pushes Electrician off the track. At the moment of about 0.4 of a second, but he's not going to have it for long because Revo has the slipstream. He has the DRS. Going to be very close between the two of them. Vance covers the inside, Revo's to the outside. Electrician looking forward as well. Revo's done it.
Slow down a little bit. I think we're still getting Bishop's still doing big work, getting a second kill onto Snich. With Sean suspecting 2 minutes was short, unfortunately going to get traded out. So one day going down on the track, and Russ going to get the kill onto Carrizo, and Whipp now in a 1v4 situation with a lot of Reyes boys looking at him. Going to get 2 kills onto the side of Reyes and into a 1v2 situation. Spots like the play Optimus unfortunately does get taken out by Bishop doing big work.
There we go. Beautiful. He is just literally come to life.
He's just going in. He's just going in now. It's like he decided, you know what, boys, let me just try. Just whatever I can.
Like
Get us in here.
well played by this one.
The struggle connected to Connector here. But Ghost Monster is just on point, getting what is this, the third? Maybe going for the 4th and getting the 4K. What an awesome round from Ghost Monster.
testing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's stream. SML stream is going to be between the grand finalists, Orgless Gaming and Vinco, CSGO. Just let me know quickly in the chat if the microphone is working well, please. Okay, great. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's SML stream of CSGO. Tonight's match is going to be the Gold Division Grand Final between Vinco CSGO and Orgless Gaming. We're looking at quite a hectic lineup between both teams, and this is going to definitely be a great Grand Final. I want to thank everyone for tuning in at the moment. We've got 23 people watching, and hopefully we'll have many more. All your support is... As I was saying, all of your support is appreciated, and we look to growing as an organization with the community. So tonight's match, let me just quickly do a big shout out to our sponsors. For tonight's sponsors, we've got Utini and Digital for Jesus. Utini is an OP company just for gamers. They've rebuilt completely from the ground up, and they're a branch of the TeamSpeak 3 and TeamSpeak 3 server and game servers, and these guys provide quite an excellent service for the esports standard. Apologies, I got a croaky voice. I'm a little bit sick. I got some water here and hope that going into tonight's game it improves a little bit. And then just to get that aside, Digital for Jesus is also, these guys are a huge sponsor for us. These guys have helped us set up the website for the SML. These guys have also helped sponsor our competition for 1,000 Rand, and on that note, 1,000 Rand competition. I suggest that everyone watching, if you look down in the description below, we've got a competition running for our Black Ops 4 tournaments, and all you need to do is click on the description, click on the link and follow the link, and all you need to do is set up a simple account, and yeah, you'll already have entered yourself into the competition. There are many other ways to gain points that increases your chance of winning that competition. Competition closes on the 14th, so make sure that you guys get your points in. And yeah, again, sorry boys, I am just a little sick, so please bear with me. Tonight's cast is going to be just me. Unfortunately, two of our other casters are load shedding, and the timing is a bit unfortunate for them. So I hope that you guys can bear with me, enjoy the casting I show you guys, and yeah. Other than that, let's jump straight into the server. Let me do the announcement for you guys. On the Orgless Gaming side, we've got Onbekende, Dizzy, Don, Lately ZA, and Heartbreak. If I can just quickly talk about the Orgless Gaming side, they've gone to the tournament 5-1 at the moment. They've only got one loss. This team has shown a lot of promise going into each matchup. They played Happy, Dead Zone Gaming, and Krakenware. And the only team that they've really had a bit of a struggle against against DZG, they managed to lose on the Mirage, but every other map they're showing a lot of promise. They've got strong strats and a very good leadership going in that team too. On the Vinco CS side, we've got Hashimoto, Lichlord, Bobby O, Who Else, and Dams playing tonight. Vinco at the moment has been on quite the tear in the tournament. They managed to progress from the first round up until the finals without taking a loss, so they are currently 6-0. They managed to face against the likes of Retaliation Esports, Tobble CS, and ex-Astros Criminals in the semis. And on each of these matchups, these guys are coming out 2-0 ahead of the competition. They've also shown strong strats and strong capabilities when it comes to each map in the map pool. I think the only map they haven't played in this last leg is Nuke, and for Orgless they also seem to be lacking in Nuke. But onto some of the players and their abilities. From the Vinco side, some players to look out will definitely be Hashimoto, Who Else, and Lichlord. I guess, to be honest, the entire team is pretty good. And then on the Orgless Gaming side, we've got Ombakenda and Lately, who are really have been doing a phenomenal job in this tournament so far, making a lot of impact plays. But again, the whole squad of Orgless Gaming, they wouldn't be where they are today without the sick teamwork and CS that they've been playing. So definitely formidable teams clashing tonight, and tonight's stream is going to be a best of 3 between these two. We will be starting on the Dust 2 for the knife. Once the knife is done, we will be going into a veto. How the veto works is either side will decide if they want the victor of the knife round. We will decide if they would like to pick the first side or ban the first map. The map bans work in terms of you get rid of 2 maps, each pick a map then, and then the team will get rid of a second map each, and the third map of the series will be obviously the left of the map. Since the music is louder, I will adjust that very quickly. Okay, well, we will be jumping straight into the knife round soon. In the chat, you guys must let us definitely know which side you're rooting for, who you think is going to take this away. Maybe give us a little bit of your match predictions in the chat. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel as we are growing, and we've got a lot more great content coming your way. And yeah, we should be jumping straight into the action now. We've got Vinco on the T side and we've got Orgless on the CT side. We're going into the knife round on the Dust Long. And at the moment it's a bit of a stale standoff, but someone's going to dive into it. Lately taking a little bit of damage. Cheeky knife. Bobby wanting to take that duel there with Lately. And the melee starts, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 players down from the OG side. We've got 3 players down from the Vinco side. Now it's left in a 1v1 situation between Heartbreak and Bobby O. Bobby O and OG Heartbreak, 1 right click away from dying each. And Heartbreak managing, he got a 5k. That was really well played there by him. He managed to get the last knife there. And that is Orgless Gaming. They winning the knife round, and they are opting to pick the side of the first map. That means that Vinco gets to get the first map, and they are going to take out cash. Okay, here we've got Overpass taken out second. Team OG. Okay, so we've got the first map pick. Vinco Gaming has opted to go for the first map to be Train. And looking at their history, they haven't actually played a lot on Train. They managed to take a win against Tobble CS though, so they did come out with quite a lot of strength on that showcase against Tobble. So they definitely want to make sure that they can work it against Orgless. These guys haven't played Train at all this leg of the tournament.
It's postcard actually.
Okay, looks like we've got some server issues. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I think we will be changing servers. And then once we change servers, we will be climbing straight back into the action.
Playing Train Mirage and Info, yeah, we're gonna kick on them.
Just come back to TS when you can. We are still in TS lately. Only tank.
Counter-terrorists win. Hi, Mom!
Yeah, Caster, it's called Voice Enable 0.
If you haven't.
Voice Enable
If you
0.
haven't.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've got the veto done and over. We've got the first map pick is trained by Vinco Gaming. Vinco CSGO, apologies. And the second map pick, it looks like it's going to be an overpass, if I'm not mistaken. A Mirage, apologies. We'll have a Mirage, and then our last map is taken out will be Nuke, so that will leave the Inferno to be played. I'm just waiting for both teams to ready up here. They seem to just be fixing... I don't know, they just need to ready up. But other than that, just let me know if the mic is working. Let me know if the in-game sound is loud enough. And yeah, I hope you guys have gotten your popcorn, gotten your sweets, maybe a beer or Coke, and are ready to enjoy a thorough and sick game of CSGO. Okay, and we are on the DE train map now. Looks like OG are going to pick up the CT side. They did get the side pick over the gaming side for winning that knife round. But now Vinco's got a little bit of an upper hand. They're going to be playing on the train pick, which is theirs. They have taken away a win against Tobble CS on this map. So these guys, I'm sure, have practiced a couple of strats. They want to make sure that they can execute and hold this map together on the CT side. And I'm sure Vinco are also looking to capitalize on this map. They haven't really shown any strats to the enemy teams on the train map. Granted how far they've come in the tournament, I'm sure they've taken time out to prepare for this train. They've got some strats that I'm sure are going to blow our minds away too. If you are new to the stream and you have any questions, make sure to drop your question down in the chat below. Again, big thank you to our sponsors, which is Utini and Digital for Jesus. Without them, this competition really would not have taken place. And they've really helped us grow in bounds already in terms of the tournament itself, our social media following, and we cannot thank them enough for all the support that they've shown us. And we are hoping to expand this tournament into next year, or we'll have more prize pools, bigger prize pools, and we'll have more games that will be available to the competitive scene. So if you haven't really joined the SML, it's free, it's easy. Link is in the description below. Just have to create a profile, and once you create a profile, as soon as the tournament comes up, you'll have the option of joining that tournament. And it is a community-driven tournament, so it's definitely going to have a lot of competition in it, a lot of SA talent, and you wouldn't want to miss out. This tournament is also, it caters from the beginner to the pro. You know, I mean, everyone starts out at some point, and we especially want to include everyone within the community so that we can grow the scene in terms of CS, in terms of the competitive esports scene in South Africa, and yeah, we'll get some professionals out of this country. I mean, just looking at the talent in tonight's lineup, you know, it's definitely a good promise towards the South African scene. I'm sure this is going to be a big victory for either team that comes out successful here. Gentlemen, looks like we got OG on the CT side, and again we got Vinco CSGO on the T side. It's going to be a crazy matchup. On the Vinco side, we've seen one PD50 picked up and a smoke and flash, and on the OG side, they're just all opting to go for the body armor. They're slowly creeping. Vinco's slowly creeping their way towards the T ramp by B. Maybe looking to crawl through the defenses. Heartbreak not hearing a peep out of them, so OG side's unbeknownst to him, he hears the grenade come out. And that's a free bomb site for Vinco Gaming. The rotation from the CT side will be coming through. But Vinco has managed to get the bomb down. They've secured a good after pump position, but they did not know the Heartbreak is sitting in the heaven above them. So he managed to capitalize on that and take out Dams, but Litchfield managing to get the refrag onto him. We got a wraparound coming through by Ombakenda, but Disco Dance getting dropped down to 7 HP. So at the moment these Vinco boys are holding off on that side. Ombakenda, as I say that, manages to catch out Hashimoto and take his head off. What a great start to the T side for Vinco Gaming. A really great strat pulled out immediately. Managed to capitalize on the fact that if they didn't make noise, it's good mechanics. Ombakenda managed to find the kill on the rotation. Disco then opting to save out that armor. A great strat there by Vinco. Managed to get onto that site, secure the bomb site, get the opening picks, and just defend it really well. It's 1-0 to Team Vinco on the T side. Looks like OG is not going to be picking up much, maybe a couple pistols, PD50s, and looking to get around on the corners and get some quick headshots. On the Vinco side, we've seen 2 AKs being picked up on Litchfield and Dams. They've got space utility, but these guys are making their way really quickly onto the A side. Vinco's really penetrated through to the back of Olaf. Hashimoto waiting patiently. Ombakenda taking out Bobby O, but who else managing to return the trade frag. Great boost there coming out by Lately, not managing to quite land the shot, and Hashimoto's dueling him. Boost has been called, so I'm sure he will be calling it. Hashimoto getting a great frag there onto Disco Dan in heaven. And now it's left to the last 2 boys. Connector, and we got a wraparound coming through from the Ivy. the 3v4 situation, pistols only. Hashimoto taking quite a lot of damage there. He's just passively playing. The CT side's not being overly aggressive through the smoke. They want to make sure that they can win, take duels that they can win. And it's also Vinco seems to be aware of the fact of that, and they want to all exit in the same direction. Quite a quick and harmless round to the Vinco side. OG managing to pick up Bobby O, but also managing to save a P50 and to stay alive, maybe get the exit frag. Just like that, that's the second round over to Vinco. Got a technical pause, we'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the wait there. Just one of the players had a technical error with his game and just had to fix it quickly. So jumping back into the game, we've got Vinco Gaming at 2-0 over Orgless Gaming. Orgless Gaming not buying up for the third round, opting to save for the fourth round buy-up. Picking up some deals and some P50s. But the Vinco side quietly making their way over towards the B-bomb side, maybe wanting to get some ladder control, get the ramp control. Who else with the P90 coming in hot with the tasty cash, but Heartbreak catching him out to the top of the smoke there. Great one-way smoke there for him. Dropping who else down a little bit low. But I think the Vinco sides now decided these guys are definitely on the save. They want to exit onto the side. Vinco managing to get onto the side, the Heartbreak managing to take out who else, but he gets traded by Dams. Bobby O managing to take out lately and just go down and returning the favor onto Bobby O. There's some wild action happening, getting onto the bomb site. Vinco is taking a lot of casualties going into this, but they have opted to keep the bomb on the B bomb site. Dams will manage to get the bomb down, and it's now up to Dizzy and Ombekende in a 2v3 situation against some tough opponents here with AKs and guns, and they do not manage to come out on top there. And there we go, we've got 3-0 to Vinco. It looks like the Team OG are going to be buying up this round. They're going to be picking up 2 AWPs on Heartbreaking Ombekende. Discodan and Discodan and lately picking up the Orgs. The Orgs and the SGs have become meta now. So they are definitely going to be looking to scope up and hit some heads at long range distance. Pretty good weapon to go through. Dizzy spotting out Lich Lord. And we've got Discodan hearing the approach coming through, and they go for the spray down, but Bobby O, who else, and Dams just entering onto the site and capitalizing, immediately leaving OG in a 1v5 situation. Granted, they got 2 players down low, 4 and 1 HP respectively, but Heartbreak's got a hell of a mission ahead of him, and I think he's just going to opt to save out that AWP and get some exits. Gets spotted out by Dams, doesn't manage to quite land the hit, and Dams managing to take his head off. Will make sure that none of the OG players can save, and that is a big economical factor to really think about going into the CT side. OG definitely don't want to be reset too many times, so they're going to probably save this round, pick up a couple pistols, and hope to buy up again next round. They will get the full buy round bonuses. We got Vinco picking up an AWP and some AKs. They're heading over aggressively into the A main. Dam's not quite landing the shot. But we got who else? And literally coming through the ladder room. Not spotting out any players. The OG side having a bit of discipline on the side, not wanting to reveal too much of their bodies. Gonna force Vinco to come out into the open on the site. Maybe we're gonna see a couple smokes come out, drop there by Vinco on the A-bomb site. But we must also be careful here. We got Heartbreak here come wrapping around the back, but Lushlord has the instinct, but not gonna manage to win that duel. And Heartbreak coming out on top on 39 HP, taking out Lushlord. Great lurk there on B by him. Still got most of the Vinco boys strapped up and ready to take this A control. Who else spotting out that spotting out on McKinnon, managing to take off his head, but we've got Lately holding it very passively and patiently, playing the safe game, and Lately coming out through the side and managing to clothesline. Who else? We've got a trade here, a couple trades here on the side. Dam's also managing to take out Dizzy just after Dizzy managed to take out Umbakinda. I mean, a 2v2 situation. Both CT players opting to wrap around through the T main. Come through an unexpected angle. Down with the Eagle and Heartbreak on the AK. 2v2 situation, completely doable. He might spot out Bobby, and he does, but he does not manage to win out that duel as quickly as he would have liked. It does drop him down to 40 HP. Now it's Heartbreak. 39 HP in the Dream. Vinco boys are again playing it very passively, but Dam's managing to swing wide and take out Heartbreak as he goes for the AWP. That's 5 great rounds there over to the Vinco side. They're definitely showing a lot of strength on the T side. They're playing it slow and they're playing it methodical. And now it's up to OG to buy up now and really break that stride of this. They don't want to lose too many rounds in a row. Make sure that they can start bringing it back. But a 4-1 stack over towards the B-bomb site. At the same time, we've got Vinco not wanting to overextend too much onto the B. So he's got a who else lurking a little bit by ladder. The rest of the Vinco side just playing it really passively, waiting to get any picks. OG holding a strong default on the side there. Not revealing too much info, but also making sure that there's no gaps in their defense. Murder and the boys making their way back down Ivy, making a little bit of noise, forward the distraction and rotate the bomb. Very solid strategy at the moment. They don't want to give away too much of what their plan is going into the attack. In the post up in Team main. Looks like Team Vinco are slowly making their way to B. They've got a lot of patience on their hand with holding their shift button and not making any noise. They don't want to give away the slightest clue as to what their next move is. And it looks like we're going to have Heartbreak alone on the B-bomb side. Lately watching is heaven, but first point of contact will be the Heartbreaker himself. Molly's coming through. We'll drop the Molly onto the ramp. Who else going to walk into his crosshair, but he will be blinded. Not spotting out Hashimoto. This could work in his favor. Hashimoto getting dropped there very promptly by Dizzy. Managing to pick up onto Bobbio, but Lishshot just getting 2 quick frags onto the bomb side, leaving Vinco now in a 2v3 situation, improving their odds from their initial entry. And Dams and Lishshot are just looking to make a little bit of impact, drop as many players as possible, especially on this bar round of theirs. But no, lately managing to find the first frag there, and Dams is now left alone in a 1v3 situation with the AWP. Managed to drop the Molotov onto site, so forcing the diffuser off of the bomb. Going for the diffuser. And Dizzy is watching the heaven. Expects a little bit of a play coming out there and does shut him down before he's able to peek and shut down the diffuser. That's a great first round for the OG side. Of course, Vinco does have an economy built up after the last 5 rounds, so they will be buying up again this round. A couple of OG players will, one OG player will have a little bit of a weaker buy, but still picking up the FAMAS rifle. And now we're looking at OG looking to secure a second round. But the whole of Vinco just patiently waiting it out. It looks like they are setting up for an A execute. Once the guys have their setup going, we'll see if they can get onto the site without taking too many casualties. At the moment, Heartbreak and who else having a shadow fight in the dark, not knowing where each other is. Who else is slowly creeping his way up? Heartbreak holding a very passive angle. But smokes and utility coming out onto the bomb site. Flashes are raining in. Disco Dan will be spending most of his time behind the smoke blind. And the rest of the defense is locked out behind a wall of smokes and a hailstorm of utility coming their direction. Hashimoto coming onto the bomb site will manage to drop bomb down. Dams and Wilishwa getting 2 great frags there on the bomb site. And now it is into defense mode for Team Vinco at the moment, playing it very passively. Who else getting a great frag onto Heartbreak, but lately he's fragging Dams straight through the wall there, but will be spotted out by Lichlord, and Lichlord decapitates him from the side. Now lately in a 1v3 situation, AWP in hand, but 28 of the dream, manages to find Lichlord with a great flick, but Hashimoto quickly taking him out with a headshot on the bomb site. A great execute there by Team Vinco. Very simple and default A execution with smokes, but these guys pulled it off really well. Good utility usage. I must implore them. Yeah, sorry, not implore them. Applaud them. But yes, Vinco now having forced OG into another save round, the third save round and a half. Are going to be looking to they're looking to go towards that B bomb site. They know that they've possibly forced OG into a save, so they want to take the fight as a full team. And we just got Heartbreak alone in the heaven, not managing to find the headshot with Deagle. He will get dropped down to 41 HP, but he is getting in places, and there is a disconnection, I believe. Bobby O managing to take out Heartbreak, who unfortunately did not have time on the side there. Dam's taking a duel with Umbakenda in the connector. But Dizzy, Disco Dan and Umbakenda left in a 3v4 situation. Umbakenda not winning his duel against Bobby O, and his head does get taken off promptly. And then we've got Disco Dan and Dizzy, the last 2 remaining CTs. Looking to now just get an exit frag and maybe pick up a rifle or 2. Got these Vinco boys, they're hungry, but they're going to play it smart. And they're going to back off out of the bomb site, make sure that they can collect together. Okay, excuse the profanities in the chat. So we've got Vinco picking up a 7th round there against the OG side. OG, I don't think is going to be buying up. Their economy is still in a little bit of ruins and tatters. So they're going to be opting to just keep the 2 CZs ahead from the previous round. And lately he's going to pick up a P250. They will have a bit of a scattered defense. Maybe look to get a little bit aggressive in the angles around the A-bomb site. Make the fight come to them. English in my voice is a little rusty. I do apologize. But the T side managing to huddle up in the Ivy, looking to make their way through Ivy. Hashimoto managing to take out Umbakenda, although Umbakenda and did manage to call out that there were quite a few pushing through there, but no avail because Dans and Bobby are just going to run onto the site and manage to take out 2 players in quick succession. We're left with Lately and Heartbreak. Heartbreak having picked up an AK. I think he's gonna probably get Lately to bait him into a couple more frags. Just like that. Vinco's gonna look to be picking up an 8th round again. So at the moment, Vinco managing to run away a little bit on the T side. They have a very strong setups going into both B and A sites. Making presence around the entire map and really making it difficult for the OG side to kind of make a decision around where they're going to be attacked from, where they should be looking. So definitely kudos to this Vinco side at the moment. They're managing to capitalize really well with the AKs, using the util well. And OG now are going to go into this round looking to probably find where they can improve, what angles to hold, and maybe change up the strategy a little bit. On me, Team OG will be picking up the AWPs and the M4s. They did manage to save an AK for that round. But these guys obviously again have to be very careful this round. They don't want to be reset again. I think these guys want to have a solid round and try to lose as little play as possible, so probably can expect a bit of a very passive play from the CT side, and probably want to group together and try to get those refrags. But we've got Lichlord already executed onto the site. A lot of util being thrown for him by his teammate, but Disco Dan with the phenomenal spray down Ivy, picking up 3 kills. Not going to quite win out the duel against Lichlord, and it's an 8v3 situation for Lichlord and Bobby O. And Lichlord now is left alone in a 2v1 situation. Yeah. Ace clutch in the bag. Otherwise, OG is going to be picking up that second round. Disco Dan with a phenomenal spray down. I didn't quite catch it there, but a great spray down there through Ivy. Is he not quite expecting Lichlord to come through, and now Lichlord managed to take himself into a 1v1 situation against Lately. He knows he has the upper hand with plenty of map to work around, and he's going to make his way down Ivy and probably rotate to the B, or try to get a close camera smoke on the A-bomb site. Lately now just playing it passively between the sites. I think he just wants to get a little bit of information before he makes any definitive moves to stop this plant. Now it's just a game of cat and mouse at the moment. Both players on the opposite ends of the map from each other, having no idea, but they will methodically go around these corners, expecting a player to be there, so they will check them. So we'll make his way up connector. Again, in a 1v1 situation for the ace clutch here. We'll drop down the smoke and give his position away. Now it's up to Lately. I think he will wait out the bomb plant. I get the after pump position there, but Lichlord's playing very passively, and the timing for both of them is not going to quite be right. Lichlord does spot him out. Lately has an idea as to his position, but not quite sure. And Lately coming out from the side, managing to find Lichlord looking in the wrong direction. A great round there by OG, picking up multi kills on Disco Dan, and a great solid defense there thereafter from the OG side. I think Vinco probably we're not quite expecting that aggressive defense through the smoke. I think they're also probably trying to discern whether the OG side has picked up any rifles or not. Little do they know that Disco Dan had his M4 in hand and a smoking grenade ready to pop onto them, drop them down. So we saw OG pick up a second round going into this half. This is the first half of the map. Many will say this is a T-sided map. And many will say this is a CT-sided map. It all depends on how you play it, I guess. Who you're playing against, and how predictable your defense is. Now we're going to see Ombakinda opening up top in heaven here. These players not quite expecting him, but he's not expecting other players too. He's going to be dropped down pretty low. Going to up to stay in the heaven position. Going to miss his shot onto Bobby O. So Bobby O will punish his teammate Lately. Ombakinda picking up a frag onto Bobby O through the train. They're managing to take him down, but the rotation has come through from the CT players and left the A bomb site into the open. Hashimoto lurking through that Ivy, hoping to get onto the site unhindered, and as I say that, he managed to take down Heartbreak. Hashimoto, Dams, and Lichlord now left in a 3v3 situation, turning an odd situation around in their favor. But Disco Dan coming on the rotation, but Lichlord is prepared for him, staring up at his feet, and he is not going to be able to drop down as anticipated. And Lichlord will take him down quite promptly. Ombakenda and Dizzy left in a 2v1, 2v3 situation. Dizzy getting a bit of a drop down onto Hashimoto, but Hashimoto does get taken down by Ombakenda, and Dizzy picks up the second frag onto Lichlord. My voice, apologies. And Dizzy will be picking up the round, third round there for the OG side. Starting to make a comeback onto the CT side, getting a little bit of good economy going for his team. They will have a bit of a desperate buy this round, but going into the next round, they should definitely have a better economy. My voice is catching. I do apologize. Okay, we're gonna see Vinco Gaming picking up 5 AKs this time. They are gonna set up outside the MN. But we've got a setup coming out onto the A bomb side, but no follow-up coming through from the players. So I think they got into the mines of the OG side previously with a very aggressive setup. But no, Disco Dan sitting behind the E-box, managing to take out who else, but Bobbio coming through the side, managing the sideline. Dizzy getting taken out by Bobbio and Lishord. The spam through the smoke is real. And we're in a 3v3 situation once again. Ombekenda managing to find a great frag there onto Hashimoto, lately coming through the sidelines. Two players coming from behind. Vinco is in very safe position. As I say that, Bobbio is out in camera. Hashimoto doing a little bit of damage, and Ombekenda spots out Lichlord but doesn't manage to win that duel, and Heartbreak coming through and taking out Lichlord with the headshot. It's the third round in succession there for the team OG. And this is definitely exactly what they wanted to do for the end of the half. They wanted to at least get 5 or 6 rounds on the board for a hopeful shot at winning, taking this map away. Vinco, of course, this is their strong map, so they are proving to be quite the tough opponent on the train. But Heartbreak are managing to catch a couple rounds and maybe come with the drawback, come with a comeback into this first half. Managing Heartbreak with a 6 spray onto who else through the smoke. But again, we've got the OG side set up with one man on B and a couple of the Vinco boys coming through. Lately opting to just go for the quick peeks onto the players. Will drop down the smoke and have his gun out. Waiting, getting the spray down through the smoke onto 2 players, but Hashimoto coming through the smoke and managing to take out lately. Take off his head. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 2 players of Vinco on the B bomb side. Managing to get through, but suffering quite a few casualties there. This shot will manage to spot out Ombekenda, but Ombekenda gets taken down pretty quickly. And Hashimoto now left in the open against 2 players coming from the Heaven and Yellow train. Will get shut down very quickly. And finally, Team OG has managed to somewhat reset the economy. Oh, only 1 player, I'm mistaken. But they managed to actually save quite a few guns that round, surviving with 4 players, so their economy is definitely going to start looking up. And Vinco are now coming onto their last bits of finance going into the T side, so they will probably be saving towards the last round if they do lose this round. So no AWP being picked up on the Team OG side, and 1 AWP being picked up on Dams, so we're going to see if we can maybe capitalize on that. The AWP and two backup AKs coming through to the Ivy, looking to maybe get a pick there, but they have been shuttled behind the smoke of Ombekenda, and they are just looking to play the passive and not make noise and probably show face when the smoke dissipates. Very passive around the map, but Bobbio managing to find out Disco Dan, who, as I say, passive was not quite passive in the team main. Definitely something he was not anticipating. A passive hold coming through, and Dams coming through on the Ivy, making sure to take out Ombekenda, giving his team a 3v4 advantage. It looks like these guys are going to throw some couple smokes onto A and execute there. We've got who else making his way towards the ladder. I'm sure he's going to drop down and get ready to clinch to the side. And a little bit of a scattered defense here by Team OG. I think that mistake has cost them a little bit going into this round. So their defense is going to be a little bit awry. But hopefully they're in aggressive positions and manage to capitalize. Heartbreak now going to take the brunt of this incoming attack. He's going to manage to find one on Bobbio, but Hashimoto coming through the corner, managing to take him out quite promptly, getting the frag onto him. And now it's a 2v3 situation. Dizzy and Lately, the last 2 remaining CT side. And Dizzy going to wrap his way around the red train. Probably hoping to catch a flag. He's going to get the lineup for 2, but does he anticipate the 3rd play? No, he does not. Who else managing to come out to the sideline? A very solid setup on the defense of the bomb there from the Team Vinco. And just like that, they've also managed to do quite a lot of damage to OG's economy. This is a bit of a back and forth between the 2 teams. Stuttering, I've got a hoarse voice. Oof, I do apologize, guys. But yes, that's 9 rounds to Team Vinco Gaming, Team Vinco CSGO. I'm going to see a very passive setup coming onto the A ramp. The B ramp. Oh, good. My head ins. Makenda looking towards the Ivy, managing to frag down T main, picking out Hashimoto quite promptly. A little bit of aggression coming out on the ramp from the team Vinco. Not quite managing to find the frag. Lately posted up very close angle with the USP, looking to punish someone who's too aggressive, but he's going to look away at the wrong time, and he will be spotted out and dropped down a little bit. But Lichlord, not wanting to be overly aggressive, will manage to catch him out actually in the open. And Vinco has now turned it into a 2v4 situation. Makenda and Heartbreak do have rifles on them, so they can still do a lot of damage to this T side. Heartbreak in a very risky position, but he can make this work with the but who else managing to turn around and takes off his head before he can do any damage to the T side. And as I say that, Makenda coming through with a great AWP shot onto who else around the corner, not quite anticipating him to come through the CT ram as quickly as he did, I'm sure. Situation, managing to find Lichlord, take his head off, but Dams returns the favor with the AWP and takes him out quite promptly. That's the end of the first half towards Vinco Gaming. These guys have managed to show that they've got a pretty strong T side, a strong point of attack. They show diversity in terms of the sites that they've hit, and now it's up to Team OG to start turning this game around. They've got the T side now. They can definitely do a lot of damage. This is probably the most important round for them going into the second half of the game. If they can pick up this pistol, they'll be probably picking up a couple of AKs and SMGs and looking to mow them down. At the moment, we've got Vinco Gaming with a 4-stack onto the A bomb site, and a couple of the players from OG heading down towards Ivy, and we've got Heartbreak just playing it passively in the B apps there, waiting for a little bit of extra aggression coming through. Who else not quite spotting a play? He spots out one. Does he expect more players? No, he does not. He gets dropped down to 13 HP with a very solid dink coming out there from him. Makenda and company making their way towards the A bomb side will catch out who else. And great execute coming here through a lot of coming through Ivy into the A bomb side. A lot of good aggression coming through at the right time. Makenda making his way, plowing through Bobby O's head, will not be able to catch out Dams, and Dams will be able to take him down very quickly. Now it's left to Hashimoto and Dams. And now, as I say, that Dams will be in a 1v4 situation against a couple pistols and a very strong defense setup on this bomb site. Dams getting dropped down, taking duels with quite a few players at long range, not quite managed to find the head, but Disco Don coming through and finishing up, giving Team OG a great start to the second half of this game. So we'll be seeing Team OG pick up 2 AKs and 2 UMPs and MP7. I don't use that gun anymore. And Team Vinco is just opting to fully save this round. I think they definitely want to buy up on the third round of this half and make sure that they don't let OG get too much of a grip of an economy. But OG also know that they're gonna probably be rushed. Looking at this stretch here, we've got a nice campsite set up here towards the old bomb by Team Vinco, and these guys looking to make sure that any fight they take, the team takes as a team. It's just a game of waiting. Will Team OG realize sooner than later Dizzy's got an ump and he's going to probably be the first point of contact against this Vinco side. Execution is coming out onto the A bomb site. The Team OG coming through with lots of smokes coming through. I think they've spotted out the quadruple stack there. Makenda not being too aggressive, but he will spot out and flick to Dams and take his head off. Heartbreak mentioned Hashimoto. And now it's a 3v5 situation. Dizzy finding the head of who else, and lately Makenda picking up the last 2 frags onto Lichlord and Bobio. This has been quite a slaughter fest there of the CT side. Strat not quite managing to work out for them. Doing a little bit of damage, but OG managed to capitalize with the utility that they dropped. Managed to get onto their bomb site together and take those fights together. My prediction of a third round buy-up did not go as planned. Vinco Gaming, Vinco CSGO, looking pretty dapper there with a couple CZs, 5-7s, and probably looking to get quite aggressive in their faces, get those headshots, execute them as quickly as they can onto the side. But again, OG playing a very quiet game, making their way towards the B side, but playing it very, very slow. Hashimoto playing it passively at the bottom of the ladder. Little does he know that there's lots of players above him. He will hear a couple grenades pop and he catches a flash in his face, blinding him, but no aggression coming from the T side. A little bit of a stalemate at the moment. This guy then made his way towards the B, looking to capitalize. As I look away, Hashimoto finding one, finding two. Quick successive kills, but Heartbreak capitalizing on Hashimoto's being distracted. And now this guy then making his way toward the side, but Vinco Gaming completely capitalizing on that save, on those angles that they're holding, and sidelining this entire OG side. OG not expecting the wraparound from T-Main, and they got punished for it. So I think OG is definitely going to have a look at how they do their default. Not wanting to stack their players too close together so they can get wrapped around, but at the same time they have picked up 3 AKs in the AWP, and they don't want to let the strength of the start of the second half slip away from them, so they're definitely wanting to come out strong on top of this round. Looking and not quite finding any frags through the team main. Vinco Gaming playing it very, very passive, just holding angles. You know, Bobbio holding that ladder drop, making sure that no one comes through undetected. We'll hear the drop. I don't think he expects 2 plays, and the smoke will come out deployed, shutting that angle off. Lately and in company are not going to be able to push there quite as quickly as they liked, and it's just a passive play coming out here from the OG side. They are looking to execute. Lately will wait for his team to execute through that A main, get onto that side. Dizzy taking a fight there, not quite managing to capitalize at all. Oh, he does get tagged down to 20 HP though, and Dam's doing a lot of damage there, and Bobbio coming through with 2 quick successive headshots with the Org. Lately entering onto the side, managing to find 2 kills on Hashimoto and Bobbio, but who else returning the favor with a great frag there onto Heartbreak. Now we've got Disco Dan and Lately in a 2v3 situation, but Lately managing to be taken out by who else and Hashimoto, and now Disco Don, keeps saying his name is Disco Dan, but it's Disco Don, in a 1v3 situation with the Org, has been spotted out by who else, doing a little bit of damage perhaps, but not quite finding what he wanted. And he's got 10 seconds left on the board, so he's going to opt to save the AWP, fall back and hope that his team can do something next round. Great defense there by Vinco, I must commend him on that. Solid setup on the A-bomb side. As soon as they picked up these rifles, these guys have showed a lot of discipline, making sure that they can shut down any executions with some util, so they're not dispensing of it too quickly. And now I think OG are in a bit of a sticky situation, 7-12 in favor of Vinco, and they will be opting to mostly save it, picking up Deagles and an Disco Don on that AWP after having saved it last round. They will make their way towards the B bomb site, as I stand corrected. McKenna will get down, drop very aggressively with the Deagle, hoping to do a lot of damage at this long range, even close range. But again, I must commend this Vinco side, playing a very disciplined game of CS at the moment. OG side will make their way towards the B bomb site. Defenders will be pulled from the A bomb side. Dam's making sure he's got his AWP trained on the heaven side of B. Discord not peeking overtly without his team. Very slow setup coming from this OG side. Not wanting to make a mistake unnecessarily, but Vinco as well applying a lot of discipline into their strategy at the moment, holding angles, not being too curious to peek. Just a passive play coming out here by OG. Setup will be coming out onto the B bomb site here by the team OG. Will be making their way through. Lishal with a sick boost there up onto the railing. Will manage to take out Ombakenda. and the bomb plant has mostly been shut down, but the bomb will go down. But it's a 3v5 situation, 3v5 situation for Team OG, and they've got one Deagle, an Ump, and an AWP, so they're definitely looking to make some match gap. And Hashimoto and the rest of his company are rushing through onto the side. Disco Don not quite managing to get through onto the side, but will burn Hashimoto alive. And there's 4 players left on the Vinco side, managing to shut down that push very quickly. The bomb did manage to get planted, but they really showed discipline going into that site together. Teamwork was quite phenomenal. And they are definitely showing a little bit of dominance here on the train map. OG opting to go for another save. This will be the last opportunity for them to save before going to match point. They definitely want to make sure that they can utilize the full potential of the Eagles. McKenna getting very aggressive onto the site and not quite finding who else. He will be shut down very quickly, and the rest of OG are making their way onto the bomb site, looking to try and take some trade fights. But Bobio and Lichshort doing great damage onto the site. Heartbreak being spotted out, but lately and Dizzy getting some sick frags onto Lichshort and Hashimoto. But who else on Bobio doing a lot of damage, and it's just left up to Dizzy. 1v3 situation. Gonna be spotted out, not quite managing to flick onto Dizzy, onto who else's head, and he will be shut down quite quickly. Vinco picking up a 14th round. Really strong defense coming out from the side. Team OG will be picking up an AWP onto Dizzy and a couple AKs. A lot of util coming through, so they may be looking to try get onto A side again. They had a little bit of a success getting frags. Maybe they kind of figured out the strategy that Vinco is holding at the moment. But Hashimoto mixing things up from the E-box, getting him to drop, taking out Ombakenda. And Disco Dan hearing a little bit of a rotation coming through Ivy. Is he going to be a smoke criminal? I don't think he wants to risk it. Hashimoto taking out another player in team main, takes out Dizzy. Will eat the grenade, but he's still got plenty of HP to work with. Ooh, Disco Dan getting a little bit of damage, but will eat the grenade in return from who else? Lichshort finding a frag onto Lately. Trying to look a little dire for the Team OG, but Disco Dan getting the frag through the smoke on Ivy, doing a great job there. But Heartbreak's got an AWP and he's alone. Baits out the shot. Can't scope the position. I think someone will peek him. But Bobio is playing it very passively. They don't want to reveal too much. But he's going to look at the way at the wrong time. He sees the shadow, he spots him out, and he tries to go for the flick, not quite landing it. But Heartbreak now left alone in a 1v3 situation. Does manage to take out Bobio. He will get spotted out as he tries to cross into the teammate, and Dam's managing to take out Heartbreak in a flash. And that is now 15th round in match point for Vinco. They're looking to close this map out. They've shown a very, very strong T side and a pretty dominant CT side. Since they managed to, they didn't even buy up their first round that they won this half. They managed to take an eco and make it work in their favor. And since then they've managed to capitalize going into the CT half. Very strong defense. We'll see Dams coming through. Heaven side looking to get a quick frag onto one of the players, looking alone, and Heartbreak just does just that and doesn't manage to allow his team to get a refrag onto him. Who else getting the frag there on by Ivy onto Ombakenda. And now just in quite a short space of time we left in a 3v5 situation. Disco Don, Dizzy and Lately hoping to now work together and maybe make sure that this Vinco side can't clutch it out. They definitely have to pull off some insane teamwork. Trying to get a quick wallbang through the floor there. Going up for the boost into lows. Expecting someone but not quite finding anyone in their path. Hashimoto making his way over to the drop down. We'll hear a player down, so I will call it to his teammates and anticipating a quick peek from Dizzy. A little bit of a melee happens there between Hashimoto and Dizzy, but Hashimoto managing to come out on top, and now it's just Disco Don and Lately with a sick frag through the box there onto Bobio, but Hashimoto quickly to shut him down. Disco Don returning the favor, but Dams closing out the map and taking down Discodon. And that is GG, well played to Team Vinco on the first map of this best of 3 train. And our next map will be going over, I believe it is a Mirage. Yes. So really well played there by Vinco. They really showed quite a little bit of dominance going into this matchup. This was their map pick, so they threw a lot at Team OG. But now OG definitely on the back foot, but they're looking to make sure that going into this Mirage pick that they can turn things in their favor. OG has quite a few victories on Mirage. It is the only map that they did manage to lose a game on, but at the same time they've picked up 2 wins in the stages of the tournament on Mirage as well. So they definitely have some good strats, good setups that they definitely want to showcase, I'm sure, and try and capitalize on that. Draw back the map for in their favor against Vinco. But Vinco has also got something to prove, you know, going into this matchup. They are 6-0, so these guys want to maintain that win streak. Currently they're on a 7-0 tear, and it's up to Orgless Gaming to shut them down. We're going to quickly go to an ad break, and then once the ad break is done, we'll be climbing right back into the action. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are now on the second map of this best of 3 on Mirage. We've got Team OG on the T side, and we've got Team Vinco on the CT side. A little bit of a stare down happening here between the two sides. It looks like a melee is soon to ensue. A little bit of game of chicken being played at the moment. Sticker being sprayed. And again, it's just a very passive knife round going. I don't think any team wants to be the first to initiate a fight. But once the fight starts, this is going to be insane melee, trying to get as many frags as quickly as possible, capitalize. We've got Heartbreak taking a fight first. Let's go down, dropping down Bobby. Who else? Lishlord and Hashimoto dropping down 3 players. Ormakenda lately and Heartbreak finding 2, but then Hashimoto shuts down the last 2 players, and a great knife side there by Team Vinco. And they are opting to go for the CT side. We are going to be jumping straight into the action, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Team Vinco on the CT side, we've got Team OG on the T side. The teams will be staying the same. OG coming into this matchup to prove a point, make sure that they don't let Vinco run away with a second win, otherwise winning the series. So they definitely want to come into this match pretty strong. They're picking up a couple smokes on Dizzy and Lately, looking to perhaps execute a phase setup just with a default stairs and jungle smoke coming through. At the moment playing it very passively. Vinco opting to stack 3 players on the B, but Bobbio just holding that mid and single player Lich Lord, maintaining a strong defense or a strong line of sight down into the T ramp, making sure to hold the long range battles, and the execute is coming through. No CT smoke coming through, so Lich Lord is going to probably look to capitalize on this hole in the smoke, but Lately drops him promptly with the P250. And the rest of the Vinco side scrambling now quickly to get on the bomb side. Will be shut down in the CT with the smoke. Gonna hold around the edges here. Lately and company is holding it passively while who else working the stairs, trying to find the heads. Vinco, OG playing it very passively on the defense. Dizzy will take out who else. Lately finding a headshot onto Hashimoto. Dams dropping down Lately and dropping down Heartbreak. He's now left in a 1v3 situation. Many T-side players in his face, and he will get dropped by Disco Dog. The perfect start there for Team OG going into this matchup and going into this match. A really well played. Great pistol round there. They will pick up an AK or 2, and I'm sure they will be picking up SMGs as well. There's this light buying utility. We're gonna see a mid stack, it looks like, by Team Vinco. Gonna hold this mid. These guys seem to like stacking together, wanting to at least try and get a trade kill, maybe a couple. OG just holding a passive default on spread around the map, so gonna be a little bit of time before the Vinco side realizes what's happening, but they've got the patience, they've got the time. Plus we'll be rotating back. Very passive play coming out here from OG. Stack now running towards the B-bomb side, hearing a little bit of utility being dispensed. Disco Don clearing his angles as he should, and not quite spotting the players out, spots 2 players and realizes the stack is probably on him, manages to fall back. Setting in motion a little bit of a rotate from Dams onto the A-bomb side, but no push has come through yet from the OG side. Still playing it very passively. It looks like they will be taking the bomb towards A. Moto and Dizzy looking to drop some smokes down. Lone defender on this A-bomb site. About to get clinched on by Lately and teammates in ramp. He definitely has to play this passively. He will be smoked off, however, and the rest of Team OG will be hitting the site very quickly. But he is sitting in the smoke, not making any noises, but Lately spraying him down through the smoke, killing him, and Disco Dad getting a great frag there onto who else. The 2v3 situation. We've got the wrap coming around. Literally not anticipated by Disco Dan, and Disco Dan punished him with a great headshot. But he will be taking a fight against Dizzy next, and I think he does not anticipate him to be so close in the corner. And Dizzy managed to find him. Umbekenda and Lately shutting down the remaining 2 players. Second round in the bag there for Team OG. Great execution and patience coming out from them. Displaying basic strats, but they're making it work. They're playing it patiently. They want to make sure that they don't overextend too much, and I think we're going to be seeing another default coming out from this OG side, just holding key points of the map, making sure that no one can get in their face. And this is a prime example of why you would do that. Got Bobbio getting very aggressive down ramp, perhaps going to peek it, and we've got who else making his way into Palace. Unbeknownst to him, we've got a Lately just sitting around the corner. He's not going to be anticipated. And Lately will manage to catch him out. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you hold defaults. Very great display of just diligence and patience, making sure that they don't have to take fights that that will come to them. Oof, dams. Great shot there onto lately in the apartments there in A. Smoke and flash coming onto the A ramp. 3 players have been rotated onto the bomb side, but no execution will be coming their way. Bobbio and Litchfield anxiously waiting for a player to come around the corner. Has the audio been off? Oh my word. One button. I see. Okay, never mind. Apologies about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really sorry, my microphone is bugging out, so it has been cutting. I thought there was a problem, so I tried to adjust it, and then it turns out there wasn't a problem, and I adjusted it and it stopped working. Apologies about that. Okay, we've got Team OG on the fourth win of the T side. They're picking up full AK, full house of guns and utility. Vinco now being forced into a save round. Picking up a couple deals and a couple of CZs, holding very close angles to ramp, but quite spread out across the map, leaving one player on the B bomb side. And again, we've got the OG side playing a strong default. Heartbreak has made his way into the mid, but doesn't want to peek it alone. Probably going to have a couple flashes thrown in by Umbekende into that connector. Umbekende not quite aware, slips past him. A great boost coming out there, but the drop will be heard by Hashimoto. Hashimoto now with the sneak up on them, manages to find one headshot onto Disco Don, and takes out the Heartbreak at the same time. And a great 2 early frags going into that round for Team Vinco. Vinco upper hand in a 3v5 situation. Team OG now looking to pick up some guns, maybe rotate a couple players over to the B-bomb side. Again, I must apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bit of a rough voice. My throat's a little bit messed up and a little bit sick, so I'm not quite top notch tonight. In any case, Hashimoto finding a great headshot there onto Ombakenda. Dizzy managing to take out who was on the bomb side, but they have dropped the bomb onto the platform there at B apps. But Dizzy and Lately not having any time to capitalize on the B bomb side will fall back and save the weapons that they have. OG now again going to be picking up AKs and utility. Vinco managing to get quite a few guns that round. They had a great defense there on the pistols. Hashimoto doing a phenomenal job on that Deagle, picking up 3 great headshots, and will allow his team to get quite a few guns, have a bit of a better economy going into this round. Again, we're going to see a very passive play coming through from the Team OG side, but they do manage to pick up that kill in lowers onto Bobby O. Now the Vinco side looking to now not make any more mistakes. They want to hold it passively. Want to maybe take a retake to retake the side together. At the moment, no moves being made by OG. They're playing it very slow. Will be spotted out by who else? Discordon. And will be taken out, but who else not quite peeking around the corner, so he doesn't know if it's a full attack coming or not. But the rotation will be called and Hashimoto will make his way over to the A-bomb side, which is a correct call. OG are being read a little bit too easily here at the moment, but they've got full utility, full stack of AKs, so they want to make sure that they can get into the side together. I think we're just going to see a default setup here. That's short, dropping down the utility onto the ramp there, will get mollied out of position, and the lone defenders on the bomb side managing to make them off. Blitzshot getting dizzy, managing to escape through, but Ombakenda coming around, dry peeking the corner, and getting a sick frag with the AWP onto Blitzshot. But he will be dropped through the smoke by Hashimoto. Hashimoto making a great impact there, but Heartbreak coming through, getting an angle onto him, and taking his head off quite promptly. Now it's Dams and who else in a 2v1 situation now, as Dams takes out Heartbreak with the great off shot there. But lately, now in a 1v1, making a 1v1 situation, catching the head of Dams, but who else anticipating his position will manage to catch him out and win the duel. And that is the second round in favor of Team Vinco. Okay, so now it looks like Team OG will be reset a little bit in terms of the economy. They will be picking up a couple Deagles, and Lately will pick up an AK, but the rest of Vinco will have full utility and automatic machine guns, rifles, that's what they are called. And we'll be holding a pretty solid setup here. They got 2 players really aggressive into the T ramp, but they've left the mid wide open. Ombakenda and company making their way through connector, looking to capitalize, but they have been spotted out by the CT player. Dam's calling out the connector push, but he's wary that there might be a player in Palace player lurking, doing his job quite phenomenally. Bobby O not spotting him out, and the wrap coming around from the T side. Great mid control here. They've really boosted through. Dam expecting someone to push the CT through snipers, managing to catch out Ombakenda. Heartbreak and Lately making their way onto the side, catching 2 players out. Lately going to get the bomb down, and the rest of his team is going to hold the passive positions. Dizzy is going to hear 2 players pushing into the CT. There will be a triple stack going into CT for the defense, for their attack. Discordon managing somehow to make it across the hailstorm of bullets coming his direction, again making his way across, but who else managing to find the frag? Dam's returning the favor, and now it's Dizzy left in a 1v3 situation. He is in T-spawn, but the bomb has been smoked off, and who else will climb onto the bomb? Managed to drop him down, and Dizzy with 2 well-placed shots onto who else, managing to take him down before he can get the defuse out. Now it's up to the last two remaining Vinco players to get the defuse, and Dams just manages to pull it off. And it was a great defense there by Vinco, played very patiently, and also a really great save round there by OG. They only had one AK to work with. They managed to make it work in their favor. OG looking to now capitalize on Vinco's economical situation. Vinco will be forced into a save round if they do lose this. And the OG just opting to play a very passive game. Will slowly work their way up mid, perhaps get a little bit of aggression and punish them for it. OG just making their way slowly into the apps. Hashimoto and who else patiently waiting on the bomb site. Who else holding a great off angle. We've got the OG executing on the side. We also see smokes and flashes coming through the window. Who else managing to pick up Heartbreak, but Dizzy managing to take out who else in return, and lately picking up the kill onto Bobbio. And now we've got Hashimoto still on the side, undetected hopefully, and he is looking to force Team OG into precarious positions, maybe allowing the team to get into better attack positions to get onto the one side. Lately finding Dams before Dams can manage to click his mouse and take his head off. Just a little too premature now. It's Lichlord in a 1v3 situation. First go down, managing to find his head through the small gaps there in the kitchen window, and that is a great 5th round over to the Team OG side. And like I said before, the OG did want to win that round, and they've definitely punished Vinco for the incapabilities of defending that bomb site. So they have reset them, and it looks like Vinco is going to be stacking towards the B bomb site. Maybe a little bit of a gamble and a risk, but low risk, low reward, high risk, high reward. So these guys definitely want to make sure that these pistols work in their favor. Couple USPs, got a CZ, got a Deagle, and Hashimoto has definitely shown that he can do a lot of damage with the pistol, and his team is going to set up around him. But lately, not quite. Oh, sorry, apologies. Bobbio not quite managed to get through to lately, and lately managed to take his head off clean.
Oh, lost it.
Still a passive play coming out here, but we've got the rest of OG coming through the connector, wanting to clear this bomb site methodically. Smokes will come down into jungle, so it allows the entry fraggers to get onto the site and clean it as thoroughly as possible. Utility will be dropped, but it doesn't look like Vinco is opting to go for any aggression onto these guys. And they're just going to wait out any aggression and try to get the refrags with teammates close by. That's a great 6th round for Team OG. Very passive play coming from OG. They don't want to overextend, they don't want to hunt unnecessarily and give up any AKs. No aggression coming through, and it looks like OG is going to pick up the 6th round. These guys have displayed a very strong T side at the moment, have punished Vinco quite a few times. Vinco managing to come off the stage and get a few rounds, but OG has reset them and they are looking to capitalize on that. And we're on to the 10th round of the first half of the Mirage game. Again, just to clarify, my voice is very raspy, my throat, I'm a bit sick. So I do apologize for maybe the, what's the appropriate word, the level of casting that I'm providing. I'm trying to do my best here, and I hope it doesn't disturb you from enjoying the game. Vinco Gaming forced into a 2nd save round here. Going to make a very aggressive play towards the B ramp, A ramp there. Busy catching 2 frags there, but Hashimoto and company making their way through, imagining to pick up at least 1 frag. Maybe looking to boost to get that gun. They will pick it up. Dams now with the AK. Bobbio and Dams managed to do a little bit of damage to the T side, but not quite picking as many guns as they would have liked. Disco Dan taking a duel with Dams and coming out on top there. Dam's not quite having the armor necessary to take the fight. And Bobbio probably wants to secure that AK and save it as possible. But Heartbreak making his way around the side will spot him out and manages to take his head off. And it's a great anti-eco round, or sorry, not anti-eco round. Great force round there by OG, shutting down the anti-eco of Vinco. But Vinco will be able to pick up a couple M4s, an Org. A little bit of utility, but Dam's not being able to pick up any utility, having picked up set Org. And OG just looking to do a default execute onto the A-bomb side. And a stack coming through by the Vinco side. The full execute will be coming through. Omakenda will be shut down in the palace. But he will make his way through, shut down that smoke. The rest of the bomb site has been cleaned up and all angles have been cleared, so Vinco has been forced out of this bomb site and not managing to trade any kills, not doing a lot of damage. But they still have a full stack of utility coming through. Heartbreak making his way into CT, not quite winning the duels there. And it's now a 3v4 situation. Disco down on Omakenda and Lately looking to pick up the slack here and make sure that they can secure this bomb without letting any CTs get in their faces. Dan's managing to find Disco Don lately, and Omakenda returning the favor. Now left to Lishko with the defuse, and he does manage to get the ninja defuse through the smoke and make sure that his team can at least pick up a 4th round there. A great play there by the Vinco side, reading the situation really well. A lot of utility was dispensed after the execution happened, so they waited it out patiently and wanted to take that side together. But OG still managed to get onto the side, so I think they're going to continue that aggression, and as I say that, they're going to make their way up ramp with AKs. Very little util coming through, wanting to get into the faces of these players. Dizzy will spot out 2 players, but Litchfield sitting very patiently, but he will be burnt out of the CT. And bomb side will be gifted towards Team OG. Smokes and flashes and utility coming through. Bobbio picking up a great frag there on Heartbreak. And we've still got Lishfield making a nuisance in the CT ramp. Omakenda giving a great frag there. And lots happening, lots of players dropping down Bobbio, and Dams picking up 2 great frags. Dizzy capitalizing on that and takes out Dams and Bobbio in the one go, and it's now left Hashimoto in a 1v5 situation. Disco Don in 3 on 13 HP and is taken down pretty quickly. Dizzy now alone to defend this. Does have the AK, but Dizzy will capitalize on that AK, will find the head of Hashimoto and shut down any pushes, any hopes and dreams of getting that defuse this round. A great attack there by Team OG. It started going a little bit sour into that attack on the dry attack on A, but they managed to make it work in their favor. The utils was at least dropped as soon as they executed. And now we're going to look at Dizzy and Lately maybe getting a little bit more aggressive on the A, draw that rotation early. And we're going to see another mid stack coming out from Team Vinco. Looking to rush out that mid. Good flash coming through, but Disco Don holding a very passive angle at the back will hear the rush coming through. And the push will probably be premeditated onto either the A or the bomb or B bomb side. Vinco, who else? Down lately, but now we've got Dizzy lurking. He has been spotted out, and the B bomb side will be gifted to Team OG. Now Dizzy surrounded on all sides. We'll hear who else in the palace, but who else managing to take out Heartbreak before he gets shut down. And Lich Lord and Hashimoto clinching around onto Dizzy, shutting him down very quickly. Now it's a 2v3 situation in favor of Vinco. That was a pretty decent save round by them. Lich Lord displaying some KZ skills. Disco Don and Omakenda now left alone to duel it out, but Lich Lord takes out Omakenda. Disco Don in a 1v4 situation will drop the molly down onto the side. No utility on the CT side, so they will be burning alive. I don't think they will pull out this defuse in time. And that was a great Molotov there by Disco Don onto the bomb side to stop any diffusers. And unfortunately, Vinco Gaming will not be able to take this round away. But I must commend Vinco Gaming. That was a solid setup there to rush the mid, capitalize on just their teamwork and getting in those close angles, getting in the faces of OG. OG did manage to pull it out. A great Molotov there at the end of that round by Disco Don. We've just called a technical pause. The okay from the captains is trying to find out what the situation is. We have a tech pause coming through. One of the players, his map was not working earlier, so perhaps wanting to just restart the game. I'm going to call it to a ad break. Just hold. We will be right back. Just please be patient, and we'll jump right into the action. Oh, as I say that, looks like both teams are ready to go, and we can pick up this game again. Vinco are going to be forcing it up as much as possible. They saved as many AKs as possible that round, so they want to make sure that their team can buy up together, but their economy is a little bit smashed at the moment. OG doing a lot of damage to them in the last couple of rounds, resetting their economy, and Vinco now needing to find a little bit of a foothold on the CT side, make sure that they don't allow too many rounds to slip through their fingers now. They just want to get 4 or 5, 6, maybe 7 rounds at best, just to go into that T side, give them space to work with, figure out the CT side strats, and have a solid attack. Very passive play coming out here by the Vinco side and by Team OG, not wanting to overextend too much. Heartbreak lurking in the palace. And it looks like we're going to have a execute coming through from Team OG. They're just waiting it out. Executes coming through, lots of smokes and utility being dropped down onto the side. Vinco prematurely molotoving off the palace and flashing and nading into the ramp, hoping to catch up a couple players. Bobbio making his way into the middle of the side, catching one player and is dizzy, but Omakenda managing to come out on top of that duel and takes him down with this easy. Omakenda anticipating the AWP peeking into CT, manages to find Lishlord. Now it's a 3v4 situation. Vinco a little bit of a back foot here, but the bomb has not been put down, so they still have space to work. Well, it's just patiently waiting for someone to peek him. Does not manage to land the spray onto Omakenda, who is on 20 HP. So he will allow the bomb to be planted. I don't think he dares peek above it. And who else managed to find him? Dams and Hashimoto making their way through connector, trying to get a little bit of damage through. Hashimoto spamming through the box, managing to find lately, but Disco Dog finds Dam, and now it's a 2v1 situation. Heartbreak alone on the bomb site, not expected, and he will get the upper hand there onto Ross. Spots out Hashimoto and manages to spray him down in time. Great round and great aggression there by OG. Good utility usage by Team Vinco. But we were not quite able to shut down that push. And that's a 10th round in the bag there for Team OG. They're showing a pretty solid T side at the moment. The timeout has been called. It was not a technical, so they will have to wait until the beginning of next half. You can see a very dispersed TT side, only stacking one player towards the B apps. The rest of Vinco playing a little bit of close angles here on the A bomb side. But once again, Team OG really playing a passive game here. Omakenda managing to find a Hashimoto, finding a great angle to peek through. And that's a 4v5 situation already in favor of OG, and now they're probably looking to capitalize and group up, try and get to the side together. Vinco is patiently waiting on that site, but who else alone at the B bomb site? But Heartbreak falling his way through, flicking out onto who else's head, catching him unawares, and that is a free bomb site over to Team OG. looking to secure a 11th round for the T side, and Heartbreak showing some great one-way smoke actually. Now it's a 3v5 situation for last round of the half. We've got two players taking fights in mid against two of the T players. Lichlord managing to find Dizzy, Disco Don deleting Bobbio as he drops down, but Lichlord now left alone with Dams. A little bit of util and a kit to work with, but it's a 3v2 situation, not looking too great in their favor. Ormakenda getting dropped down a little bit low, has the AWP for long range battle, but not quite landing a shot. Lately does, however, find Lichlord, and it's now left to Dams in a 1v3 situation. Kit's in a dream and does not manage to get onto the side without being spotted. Heartbreak managed to take him out, and that's a really dominant T-side half there by Urgy, taking the half 11-4. They've definitely stepped up from the previous match, and they're showing that they've got something to offer. They've got a lot of potential going into this matchup, and they don't want to go down without a fight. So it's up to Vinco Gaming now to pick things up and either show a dominant T-side, or Urgy's going to take this to a third map. Another timeout will be called, CT side, and we'll be right back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. Back into action, ladies and gentlemen. We got Team Vinco heading towards the B bomb site, picking up a little bit of util and some flashes. Looking to get onto the side as quickly as possible, but Heartbreak sitting in the window, managing to find out Bobby O, take his head off, and we've got an execution now being pushed through. Disco Don taking out who else, finding a great headshot, Hashimoto, and Dam's left alone on the bomb side. Heartbreak managing to find Hashimoto, and the bomb is now on the bomb side, but he's left it alone. He knows he's surrounded, and Dam's not quite wanting to take any fights. Will rush, however, into the face of Dizzy and manages to find a great headshot there, but we've got Ormakenda and Lately playing quite ninja positions. Ormakenda will spot out Dams and drop him down to 2 HP, but Lichlord now in a great position, not managing to quite find the headshot. Apologies for the lag there. Dam's being dropped down to 2 HP, he is super low, but Lichlord playing very passively, knowing that he needs to get this bomb to tick down as quickly as possible. Dam's managing to find Ormakenda on 2 HP, taking a great duel there, and now it's left to Lichlord to clean it up, and Lichlord manages to deliver, taking off Lately's head, and that is a great way to start this T side for Team Vinco. They definitely needed this first round going into this half. Managing to pick up a 5th round on the board, and they're definitely going to be buying this up, make sure they get as much util and probably farm a little bit of money with the SMGs. Team OG are going to pick up a couple grenades, maybe looking to nade stack it onto the T-ramp, but no player is going to be making their way up aggressively into the T-ramp. We don't see the grenades being pulled out as yet. One grenade going out into snipers. Makenda taking fights in mid, but will get grenaded down. And we see the Team Vinco running through the connector. 2 grenades bouncing through into them, but not quite doing as much damage as they probably were anticipated to do. Disco Don spamming a little bit through the smoke, but now we've got Vinco playing really passively, but Disco Don opting to take his knife out, go through the smoke, maybe catch someone looking the wrong way. Now it's Heartbreak and Lately in a 2v5 situation. These T's barely having taken any damage, but Hashimoto will be spotted out, but Hashimoto is still managing to capitalize on that duel. And Hashimoto will take Lately down, clean things up for the Vinco side, bring a 6th round to the board for them. We will see OG picking up a couple of deagles, 5-7, P250 and CZ. So maybe looking to do as much damage as possible. But Vinco completely making a full stack towards the B bomb side, and Vinco, OG opting to stack that A side on the back foot here. But he will get to the smoke. He will manage to take out who else. And Bobbio managing to find Heartbreak through the smoke, and now it's a full execution onto the B bomb side by the Vinco side. The players have rotated relatively quickly. Disco Don sitting and waiting behind the smoke, maybe waiting for a little bit of aggression. And we see immediate defensive position being held by Vinco, making sure that they dispense that utility, delay the rush as quickly as possible. So Dizzy managed to find the head of Bobby, and then Omakenda taking out Hashimoto. Lishlord and Dams with 2 great spray downs, cleaning up the bomb side, each picking up 2 kills apiece, and a really solid defense there of the bomb. And Vinco managing to pick up a 3rd round going into the second half. Things are starting to look up for them on this T side. OG will be able to buy up this round with full utility, picking up 2 orcs in fact, Omakenda and Lately, wanting to make sure that they can take a long range duel, maybe just get a 1-shot 1-kill kind of situation. And we see the setup coming out here from Vinco, not waiting too long, not waiting to waste too much time. Waiting for the clock to tick down, maybe wait a little bit of util before they execute onto this A-bomb side. Lines up a Molotov for Beneath Palace, and the full execute comes out onto the side, and the T's are burning alive. Great damage coming out through that Molotov. And Disco gone through a great Molotov there. Dizzy and Lately managing to find 2 great frags there, but now it's a 3v4 situation in favor of OG. Dam's in a precarious position on 4 HP. And now we've got the CTs ready, waiting to execute onto the side. Probably see a couple flashes and utils coming through. Volcano wanting to catch anyone peeking that A ramp. He is blind and will give his position away. Hashimoto not quite managing to get the frag onto him. And Dams and Hashimoto baiting each other, and Dams managing to find one, will spray down and catch a little bit of damage, but the bomb will be defused there by Heartbreak. But Lichlord a little bit late to the party to clean up. And Vinco not quite managing to find the continuity going into this T side. And a great round there for OG, definitely needed it to make sure that they didn't pick up too much momentum. And they will keep their rifles and pick up too many AKs that round. And we're going to see Vinco rushing towards the B bomb side again, getting ready to push it. But we got Heartbreak and Disco Don coming through. Disco Don, Heartbreak getting taken down by who else? Now Omakenda in the window blinded, but will manage to get himself onto the side. Who else? Anticipating the player behind the smoke and sprays down Disco Don. Omakenda in a precarious position with this. The plant was in his face. He will manage to take him down, but Bobby managed to return the favor onto him. And now Dizzy and Lately in a 2v4 situation. But it looks like both Dizzy and Lately, they know that this side's going to be difficult to breach, so they're going to both save the util hit armor and rifles. A very, very aggressive push there by Team Vinco. They managed to capitalize. Who else doing a great job entry fragging into the site. And things, as I say, things were not quite looking up for Team Vinco. They turned it around immediately, made sure that they're not going to give OG any space to breathe on the CT side. Dizzy managing to take out Lichlord in the CT, but now their position has been pulled. Bobbio not quite managing to win that duel, and now we're going to see who else maybe looking to do a little bit of punishing himself. But Lately and Dizzy playing it very safe. Lately caught looking at a gun, and who else uses that opportunity to punish both Lately and Dizzy. And that is a great end round pickup there for who else. Great round there by Vinco Gaming. You see Vinco pick up an 8th round. We'll be able to still buy up this round, and they've actually forced OG into a force anti-eco there. They will force up armor and pistols. Lately managing to pick up a scout, but no players are being dedicated to mid by the OG side. They just want to play it passively and maybe wait for a player to walk into their crosshair. A little bit of noise. Who else? Lichlord, Bobbio making a bit of noise in mid. wanting to draw out any curious peekers. OG being very disciplined, and as I say that, Ombakenda peeks out, and who else managing to capitalize on that and take him out. And we've got Disco Don sitting in the ladder room, not wanting to make his position away as yet. We'll hear a player in mid, we'll hear a player rotating down below him. Maybe he can make it work for him. He does manage to make it work, and Disco Don managing to take it out. Who else but Bobby O, being boosted into sniper, managing to find his way into snipers and will punish him. Now it's a 3v2 situation. Bomb is being rotated around towards the A, and the rotation will be called over. Bobby O catching Heartbreak on that rotation. Now the two remaining OG players are on the right side of the map. They can maybe make something count with the weapons that they managed to pick up. Is he gonna find one player, picks up the frag onto Bobby O. Heard the second player in CT, but Lichlord not quite managing to find the spray down onto him. And now we've got Lately and Dizzy in a 1v3 situation. Dizzy trying to do a little bit of damage, as much damage as possible, but Lichlord with a great boost up onto the ticket booth manages to find Dizzy in the connector and delete him from the server. Now it's left Lately up in the palace. He was smoked off. I don't believe that was his smoke, so he might be anticipating his position. Hashimoto hears the scope and manages to get a little bit of damage, but Lately doing a lot of damage to Hashimoto himself. All three players are aware of his position. They are all below 40 HP, but looks like Lately is opting to save this rifle, save his armor, and try and make use of it next round. And that's a great 9th round on the board there for Vinco CSGO. These guys are showing a very solid T side. Since the get-go, they've only lost one round. They've only lost one round, and they've reset the OG side once already, so they're looking to reset them again. OG not picking up too many pistols. Have two PD50s on Ombakenda and Dizzy, and then Lately's gonna stick to holding onto his gun. We've got Heartbreak making a aggressive maneuver up into mid. Lichlord looking the other way for anti-flash. The flash comes through, Lichlord finds one, but Heartbreak not quite finding Lichlord, but does manage to take his head off eventually. Bobbio then does return the favor onto Heartbreak, making sure that he keeps his team, the match in favor of his team at the moment. The 4v3 situation. And we've got a rotation coming from Dizzy. He must have been heard by the T players, because Hashimoto seems to be aware of there's someone present. Dizzy's going to make sure that he can get his way behind the attacking side, and it's apps undetected. Ombakenda being furious in mid, but Hashimoto shows himself, managed to take Ombakenda unawares. You see Dizzy taking a little bit of a duel there with Lichlord. So who else drops the frag onto his head, manages to secure the apps for his team, and now it's all up to Lately. Scout in the Dream manages to find Dams doing a little bit of damage himself, but Lately coming out the victor on that fight. Now we've got Bobby Oak making his way through to connector, anticipating someone boosting. Lately doing plenty of damage with the scout at the moment, and I think he will be able to save this. And that's a 10th round for Vinco on the board. These guys are definitely showing a lot of strength on this T side. OG had an excellent half on the CT, but at the moment they're just struggling to find a little bit of grip going into this second half. Vinco is playing it patiently. They're lurking around the map and they're punishing players for their aggression. So I think OG probably just needs to adjust their attacks a little bit. Sorry, their defenses. And perhaps they can see some success coming up from the defending side. He's going to be making his way into the apps. We've got Ombakenda making his way into mid, taking a little bit of duel and winning it against Dams, but will get taken out quite probably. Kual taking a great duel against Heartbreak, finds his head, but Disco Don's there to back him up. And now he's left alone on the bomb side with two players coming up the cat, and a player, Hashimoto, coming through the apps. But Disco Don being clinched on, and the players will make their way onto the B side. And this looks like it's going to be 11th round in favor of Vinco. Lately going to opt to save the org and try to do some damage with the next round. And that's really strong attacks coming out from Vinco. They're really mixing it up. They're making sure that they remain unpredictable. They've attacked mid a few times. They've been aggressive on the A. They've been aggressive on the B. So in general, they've got a lot of diversity in their strategy. They're making sure that no one from the OG side can quite pick up what their next plan of action is going to be. And they seem to just be punishing. I mean, who else is doing a fantastic job entry fragging through the B bomb site, and the rest of Vinco are just kind of cleaning up. They're doing a lot of damage with their utility, and they're also predicting a lot of positions that OG are holding. So OG definitely wanting to start this round. I know they've been reset, so perhaps they're going to force, but I doubt that will be coming in. And we're going to see some deals being picked up, a 5-7, and then of course the Orgless lately. He's going to probably play a passive position. There's that coming towards the A side by the Vinco team. The moment Vinco doing the same thing as OG, just holding that patient default, and Lichlord making a fuss on the B bomb side, throwing a great flash there to blind the player sitting at bench. That's the word. Lately, that's his name. And lately, not being able to capitalize quite a bit. No, he did capitalize. Just confusing my stuff up. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so OG in a 3v4 situation. Vinco managed to get onto the A bomb site. They made a lot of noise there on the B with Lichlord, so drew a couple of rotations in, and they managed to get themselves on. Vinco managed to get themselves onto the A bomb site, and they've got a really strong position. We've got Lately and Disco Don, last two remaining players on the team OG, but they know that they're going to be aggressed on, and Lately managing to find Bobby O, but Dam's picking up the frag onto him, and it's left up to Disco Don and CZ. He will pick up the AK, but not much will come out of it. And Vinco equaling now, bringing it back from a 11-4 half. They've definitely come out dominant on this T side, and OG I think they must be having a few questions as to what they can change up, you know, what they can do differently to make sure that any attacks can be shut down quickly. At the moment, Vinco is mixing it up so well, managing to capitalize on the utility that they're using together in tandem, and they're forcing these players back, not allowing them to be too aggressive, just using minimal utility just to get that map control. But the Vinco players heading down in lowers, probably looking to boost up in the snipers, get that mid control again, wrap around that CT perhaps. We've got Hashimoto throwing a Molotov, will be announcing his position to the OG side. With limited utility will not allow OG to stop a full rush. Great crossfire set up there by Dizzy and Ombakenda, and Ombakenda coming through and managing to find two kills as well as Dizzy. And now it's all up to Dams in a 1v4 situation. There is a player on the B bomb side managing to get the wall bang onto Dams, dropping him down 20 HP. Now Dams in a little bit of a desperate situation. Will spot out the shoulder of Heartbreak, but Heartbreak quick on the trigger manages to take him out quickly. And OG manages to bring it back a little bit, get the 13th round on the board, and get a little bit of economy in the pocket. Vinco probably scratching their heads a little bit there, asking what might have went wrong. But I think OG just had great positioning there, and they didn't have as much util as what Vinco did, but they made it work in their favor. We're going to see Vinco making their way again to make an aggressive B execute. But who else? And Bobby O staying up with some utility. But who else? Eating a grenade, will be burning alive a little bit, and he will be making his way solo onto the bomb site, and he will burn alive at his own hand. That's the RNG of a molly spread, unfortunately. We've got the players behind the smoke, Litchlord and Co making their way onto the side. Dam's managing to find out Heartbreak, take his head off. So we've got the entirety of the CT side stuck behind smokes and utility. This is really great utility dispensage by Vinco Gaming at the moment. A 4v4 situation, and Hashimoto being spotted out. Disco Don not quite managing to find the frag there. and trade between both teams. Hashimoto and Dams, the last two T's alive. And it's up to Dizzy and Lately to get the flag. Lately pulling it through, drawing the attention over onto himself so Dizzy can come to the sideline, will clothesline Dams, and OG will pick up a 14th round. In the OG side, a little bit of strategy timeouts and get a little bit of discussion going just to figure the Vinco side out of it, and what they're doing at the moment seems to be working out for them. Vinco, however, does have an economy pretty much set up that allows them to buy up a round after this as well. So at the moment they're not in quite a difficult situation, but they do want to make sure that they don't give any more easy frags onto the board. And as I say, that Umbakenda with a great booster, I'm sure has displayed some great KZ skills to get up onto the boost there. But an execute is coming out by Vinco onto the side, but Vinco is being shut down pretty hard with the utility. Random spray coming through, Lately getting dropped down a little bit low, and Vinco will manage to find the bomb plant. Now it's a 4v5 situation in favor of OG. Who else getting dropped down to 9 HP and will be mollied out of the corner. Will have to make his way out of the corner, but it will take Lately with him. Heartbreak managed to catch him out, and Lichlord now lurking in the smoke. Great execute coming out here by OG, and they are managing to punish a couple players. The bomb is being climbed on the Heartbreak, and they manage to get the defuse, and Dizzy cleaning up the rest of the Vinco players, making sure his team can get the 15th round and possibly take his team to the third map. Apologies. And this is starting to look really good in favor of OG. Vinco did have a great comeback on this T side. They're letting it slip a little bit, but they will be able to pick up as much utility and AK as possible. But there's a do or die moment for them at the moment. Just going to see a passive play coming out from the OG side. Not wanting to overextend too much. Got a bit of aggressiveness coming up into mid. Discodon, making sure to smoke it off so he doesn't get shot through any close angles, but he will eat the grenade. Not spraying through smoke, not quite managing to find him out. He will fall back, taking a smidgen of damage. Then opting for aggressive play towards the ladder room. Gonna catch the head of any lowers lurkers. Got some great utility coming out, but not quite making the OG side rotate in any fashion. Bobbio managing to capitalize on the cat player, sneaking through a smoke, does find Discodon. Was not anticipating him, I'm pretty sure. And now we've got Dizzy not anticipating a second player, Lichlord though, managing to find out Lately, and Dizzy taking out Lichlord in return. And now we've got Vinco heading onto the bomb site. This is a 3v4 situation in favor of Vinco. Dizzy's got a precarious position, does spot out the bomb plant, and does manage to take him down. Who else peeking through the smoke at the right time? Dizzy flipping away just at the wrong time, and who else now punishing for it. And now it's Umbakenda in a 1v3 situation, made his way into CT. Did not spot him out, and Umbakenda with a frag there onto Hashimoto. Suspects he must be a player either in mid or in connector. Wants to hit a sniper's player, but he's just going to go for the defuse. He's got 4 seconds on it. He knows there's 2 players going to chase him down. And Bobbio and Hashimoto, Bobbio and who else managing to close out that round for Vinco, bringing them to 13-15. Perhaps looking to take this round, take this game to overtime. And we can see the damage now that it's done to OG. OG is now on the back foot. These guys do not have any money to work with, so they're going for the straight up save and the 14 round buy up. Vinco might be suspecting that they're on the save, so we can probably expect a little bit of aggression coming into the mid. Heartbreak making his way up onto Cat. The rest of the OG side opting to stack onto the A bomb site. Moto managing to catch out Discodon. Still seeing a passive play here, and Bobby O making his way up Catwalk, catches out Heartbreak. Not quite anticipating him. We just see quite a methodical playstyle coming out here by Vinco. Lichtlord and who else making their way into connector. Going to drop a little bit of utils to make sure that they can safely enter through connector onto the A side. But we've got two very aggressive players on the OG side, sitting on the palace and in the firebox position. Who else going to make his way? Going to check the angles, and all angles will be checked. But lately is on the site, but he might be able to capitalize. But he has been spotted by who else, and who else? The very cheeky jump there, manages to spot his head out, and will pick up the kill on him, bringing his side into the 14th round. Sorry, getting his team a 14th round on the board, and into the match points in the last round of the half. Well, what seems to be the half of the game. Now Vinco definitely has the upper hand in terms of the equipment and in terms of the rifles that they have. OG side did pick up a couple, well, 2 M4s and 2 FAMASas. We'll have OG Heartbreak with the but they want to stack these lower tier guns on the B bomb side. But we're going to see Vinco entering onto the site. Who else to go first into the site? And will make his way onto it. A couple of players, Heartbreak managed to find 2 players, but who else coming through and managed to shut down Heartbreak through the sideline. But lately peeping through the smoke, not going to eat that grenade, but Dam's on the side watching to make sure that no one pushes through. I believe that was probably through the smoke. And he also managed to pick up a kill onto Disco Don, and now it is up to Dizzy in a 1v2 situation. Save his team from going into overtime and bringing his team to the first map victory. Things are starting to look dire. Doesn't have any kit or utility to work with. Now it's up to Vinco's discipline. We see who else he's figured out. There's someone's position, and he manages to flick onto Dizzy's head and will take him out. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be going to overtime for OG's elimination recovery, I guess. Everything is on the line for OG at the moment. These guys definitely want to take this map away. They want to take it to a 3rd map. And let me just remind the viewers that this is the Gold Division Finals, so they are both of these teams are playing for 6,000 Rand cash prize. And at the moment, Vinco did manage to take the first map away, but OG has shown and displayed a strong defense and a strong set of skills in terms of their teamwork and communication. But Vinco just a moment figuring them out a little bit on the T side. You see a full execute coming out onto the A bomb side there by Vinco. Who else? Doing a great job as entry, managing to find the head of Lately. Will make his way into CT and perhaps catch 2 unaware CT. He finds the great kill onto Orgless and the insane transfer onto Heartbreak to take his head off. And just like that, Disco Don is left alone. He's going to probably be forced to save this rifle. He knows 1v5, odds are not in his favor. And what a great execute there by Vinco CSGO. Got into that bomb site. They exploded out of Palace, they exploded out of Ramp, and who else doing a phenomenal job. Like, I really must commend him at the moment. He's not necessarily top, or his second best fragger on his side, but I mean, he's just been making impact plays and he's doing a really great job in terms of opening up the bomb sites, feeding vital information to his team. Let's go down. We'll get a consolation fragment in mid. Little to do in terms of the outcome of that round. The OG picking up a full buy again. This will be their second and potentially last buy of the game. Needing to mix some things up, but Vinco is showing a very dominant CT side. So we're going to see a Palace Fountain rush, perhaps. Who else making his way first onto the side, managing to find Dizzy, but Dizzy wins that duel, and Lichtlord and Bobby O backing him up really quickly, managing to make sure that they can refrag him. 2 players positioned, awkward positions on the bomb site. Lichtlord taking out Heartbreak, but Orgless managing to return the favor onto Lichtlord. And we're in a 2v3 situation. Orgless, the last player alive now. Bobby O finding Disco Dan's head, removing him from the server, and things are starting to look grim for Orgless. But I've seen him clutch these. He is definitely capable of it. Great grenade onto Bobby O, dropping him onto 14 HP. But at the moment, the Vinco side playing a very patient and passive game. They know that they don't need to peek, and at the moment they're just going to take it away, and they're going to put a 17 round on the board and take themselves to match point. OG now in a little bit of a sticky situation. The economy is in a little bit of shambles. Omikenda does have the AWP though, so there's a lot of damage that can be done with that. And of course the OG side will have to force up it whatever they can because their tournament life is on the line at the moment. You can see OG stacking the A-bomb side. So we're gonna see who else making his way very aggressively into the B apps. He will rush through 2 Molotovs and a grenade, and he's gonna find the kill onto Biscuitdon. He's doing great damage in the backlines of the CTs, and Heartbreak now at least managing to shut down that any push there, and he's gonna be calling that no rotation needs to come through. But the single players are up cat. Heartbreak managed to find Lichlo, but Bobby O returns the favor, refrags him. Lately, with a great flash, won't be spotted going into the smoke, but will Bobby O anticipate him? Dam's making his way up mid, getting the frag, but lately turning the favor onto Bobby O, anticipating and hearing the player coming up cat, and he takes out Dams. Now the 2v1 situation, and OG managed to bring it back and take it into second half of first overtime. Great display there from both sides. OG not quite coming out the victors in that first half there, but they really displayed a really strong T side, so hoping to capitalize on the fact that they know that they can definitely get the rounds on the board if necessary. And Vinco looking to just lock down their defense, but they don't want to make any mistakes at the moment. And we're going to see quick utility thrown towards the A, and that's going to keep the players from taking any fights in mid. Probably are not going to lurk too long. We're going to see very passive plays coming out by OG again, baiting a little bit of utility onto the A ramp and Palace, but not making any presence known. So Vinco is going to play really disciplined and make sure they hold on to any util that they need. Comes with aggressive position, not spotting any players out. Great flash coming in though. Operator just sitting very patiently, waiting for anyone to show their heads, maybe take it off quickly as possible. But lately, and the rest of OG ready and primed to attack this A-bomb site. Lately making his way into the smoke, but this shot finding on Makenda prematurely pushing the ramp. And Vinco seems to have an idea now that the T side must be looking towards the T ramp. Now it's now or never for Team OG to execute onto the site, but looks like they're going to take the bomb and wrap around. No rotations will be coming out from the CT side yet. Hashimoto playing it very passively on the catwalk, and I think he's going to hear out the players pushing. And the rotation is being called, and Bobby O and company will be making their way onto the B. Biscuitdon making his way onto the B bomb side, takes out who else, and manages to find a second frag onto Hashimoto. Great entry frags there by him, and it's now a 4v3 situation, turning it in their favor. And you see Bobby O making his way through the smoke onto site, but little does he know there's players all direction around him, and lately finding 2 sick frags onto Litchfield and Bobby O, and now Dam's left alone in a 1v3 situation. Knows it's very unlikely they will be able to take this round, but we know that he's a very capable player, so if he's going to decide to take this. Does see Heartbreak, but Heartbreak having the upper hand of cover will take his head off before he can respond in full. That's a great round there by OG, managing to draw things at 17-17, getting the first round of the second half of first overtime. And we see kills pretty much evenly spread across the board. Both sides making sure that their players are contributing. Everyone's having impact plays at the moment. OG are making sure that they want to make sure they secure that third map, because they want to take this to the third round, make this matchup as good as possible. A little bit of util being dispensed by the OG side, but at the same time we've got Vinco holding very, very passive angles. Dam's opting to hold the back snipers. He doesn't even want to take that mid fight. The rest of his team just holding angles, opting to shoulder peek and just get that information so that utility can be dropped. Let's go down and busy making their way towards B. We'll make a little bit of a ruckus here, so perhaps hoping to draw through that rotation from the CTs. Smokes will be coming out. Molotov will be dropped, but Bobbio is having none of that. Will peek into mid and spot out the player, take his head off. Rotation has been called, so a successful tactic there pulled out by the team OG, but they have yet to capitalize. Lichlov will be mollied out of his position, and lately spamming him through once he found out that the molly was extinguished with the smoke. Going to do the same thing, and we see a strong attack and a very quick rotation coming through by the CTs. Dams picking up the first frag onto lately, with Bobbio lurking with the HE. Going to catch a little bit of damage onto Omukenda and Disco Dam, but getting dropped himself to 50 HP. And now we got who else and Dizzy taking fights in mid, but it's down to Bobbio, Dams and Hashimoto in a 2v3. Disco Dan and Dizzy trying to get to that bomb and drop it down, but now Dizzy in a 1v3 situation, left to clutch it alive. And things are looking a little bit grim. Got a 3 stack towards the CT. Vinco in a prime position to win this round. Dizzy's just going to opt to save the gun, save the rifle, and make impact play with the next round. Vinco will take that round and force it into match point. Now Vinco definitely has the upper hand here. OG now need to either take it to second overtime, or they are in some serious trouble here for their tournament lives. So this is a do or die situation for these players. Concentration levels must probably be off the charts. OG again, just opting for that very passive play, but Bobbio has made a little bit of presence into mid, making sure that the players know that they can't be too aggressive in the mid, because he is watching that smoke, announcing to everyone, and he will take your head off. You see Vinco still holding very passively, not wanting to extend and give OG any pieces to bite off. Hashimoto will be mollying it through into the apps, and who else going to return the molly, perhaps thinking that there's a push coming through. The rest of OG going to make their way to the A bomb site, getting in position to smoke off the default positions. Nice stairs smoke. Outbreak, I'm sure, is coming through with the CT. Execute will be coming through. It's up to Dams and Lichlord on the site now. Utility will start being thrown to try and shut them off from getting onto site, and a lot of damage being done both sides with that utility. Bobbio sitting in the smoke, planting, but Lichlord having none of that, does hear him out and spams into the smoke. McKinnon gets spotted out, and lately takes out Bobbio, but Lichlord not quite managing to survive long enough, and lately managing to take him out of the server. This was on finding who else. And Dizzy with an awesome grenade into CT to take out Dams. And it's a 1v3 situation. Hashimoto now knows he's in a tough situation. He's got to make the best of it. This guy has made some noise, and he will be found out by Hashimoto in the smoke. And now Hashimoto in a 1v2 situation has full util and his kit on side, putting a lot of damage onto Dizzy. All the blood spray, and figures that he must be hiding in the corner, but the Molotov not quite hitting his mark, and he's going to regret that. And lately managing to find Hashimoto will secure his side for a second overtime, and they definitely want to make this count. Dizzy and lately for the team OG side really making impact plays, and on the Vinco side, Bobbio and Lishal are shutting down that A-bomb site, and who else? Dams and Hashimoto are definitely getting around the map and making sure that they can trade and utilize as many flashes and smokes as possible for their teammates. These guys are peeking really well off each other, so it's some high class CS coming right at you today. And we'll see Ombakenda win a duel in mid against Dams. We're going to see the mid rush by Disco Don. Apologies. Perhaps Bobbio looking to pick up that AWP. He's going to do a little bit of damage, but he has been blocked off. No vision to work with. Now OG are wanting to play this very methodically, very slow. Make sure that they iron out any problems before they become problems. Capitalize on that man advantage. 2-2 split there by the Vinco side. So they definitely want to make sure that they don't take fights that they can be overwhelmed. Very passive play coming out. Heartbreaking company just playing it passively. Looks like they are going to get ready to execute onto this A-bomb site. It's short, patiently waiting in the in the CT with the AWP, and just because I'm making a lot of noise going back up. I think Hashimoto will have heard him out. The rotation will be called pretty soon. But Bobbio and Lichlord sitting in the ramp there. Lichlord got the AWP trained on the palace, wanting to make sure punishes anyone peeking out too aggressively, but the bomb does get managed to put down by OG, and OG just like that have secured the bomb site and managed to get the bomb with a man advantage. Oh, and we've got a great lurk there by Discodan. Discodan, my word. But Discodan being premeditated, and who else will molly him off? Probably want to get an aggressive position, but he will take a lot of his own Molotov and damage. And who else does find Discodan? But it's still up to Bobbio and Dams in that CT, but there's nothing they can do about this post-plant positions. And it looks like OG are going to take a 19th round and get a lead going into the first half of the second. Who else finding a great shot onto Ombakenda, but does he make sure that he'll punish who else? Make sure he can't save that AK. Now Vinco in a little bit of a stickier situation. They don't wanna get let OG get too much of an advantage going into this first half. At least want to get one round on the board for themselves. And you're going to see OG with a very passive position, being held, and taking a little bit of damage but not quite finding it. Bobbio and Lichlord getting very aggressive towards the A ramp and palace positions. OG really showing that discipline, making sure that no one can take advantage of it. But Lichlord managing to punish lately for that shoulder peek, and lately not quite getting that headshot. Would have been quite a sick clip. But OG side making their way towards B. Maybe premeditating that the early rotation will come onto that A side if any execution does come through. Maybe as I'm speaking of that, Ombakenda making some noise, but I don't think he's got enough utility to really solve the attack. But really two players rotating into that B side, but you still got plenty of space and plenty of time to work with. They're just gonna make their way, train down lowers, get aggressive position into apps, into snipers. Dams is sniffing a little bit of a T push into the sniper, so he doesn't want to peek it too aggressively. But Lichlord and company. Bobbio is sitting in the back of site undetected. Will find the head of Dizzy. Will find Ombakenda flicking to him, managing to win out that duel. Heartbreak will manage to find out who else. Ombakenda taking another duel with Lichlord, coming out on top there, and he's making sure that he's securing this round for his team. And Heartbreak managing to do a lot of damage there as well. Both players picking up 2 pieces. And Heartbreak with a crazy spray through the smoke and the box onto Dams, managed to find his head and will take his team into the 20th round and I believe match point. Now it's do or die for Team Vinco. They will manage to pick up four rifles. But Hashimoto will have to opt for the no fights being taken in mid as yet, and Dams and who else making their way up, maybe looking to do a little bit of damage, but the extension can be punished a little bit. Discodon in a great position to sideline them. He just has to play this patiently. Well, who else check this corner? No, he does not. And who else gets taken out from behind by Discodon? Who else didn't quite measure his aggression, so he did get punished for it. And Discodon's already put his team in a favorable position, 5-4 situation, and looks like they are going to be stacking towards that A site and hitting it again. Bobbio and Lichlord just waiting it out. Not a lot of utility to work with. Lichlord only having a Molotov to his name. Bobbio, nothing. It's gonna be tough to defend this from this onslaught of smokes and Molotovs. Bobbio is going to have to push her smoke. Will he be spotted? Not quite measuring through. But Lichlord not to check the position. Not anticipated, but lately picking up 2 frags there. One onto Lichlord, one onto Bobbio. Now it's a favorite position for DC. And it looks like OG are going to be taking it. But Dams is not having any of that as yet. With 2 players left alive, and Dam's got a Dream and 6 HP. Wanting to take his team to half of this, but Heartbreak coming out on top, managing to find Dams, and will take his team into the second half. I apologize, not match point. Will take his team into the second half of the second half time. Oh, mouse. This is so horse. I'm dying a little bit. I hope you guys are enjoying the action. If you are, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We've got a lot of new content coming up for you guys next year, and we've got a lot of tournaments that will be run for multiple platforms. There will be also increased prize pools, so it's definitely something to look forward to, and perhaps work their way into. We've got Ombakenda again with the crazy KZ skills. I am so misluck that I missed those KZ skills of getting the fragments, and then he will make noise going up in the ladder, and we've got Bobbio wrapping behind him, but not quite catching him in time. It looks like the OG side are really managing to capitalize. But Ombakenda dropped down by Bobbio. His team is still in a tough position. Bobbio and Dams, the last 2 remaining players. Now Bobbio and Dams are going to have to make something miraculous happen here. Lately dinks Bobbio, but Bobbio with the crazy flick, but he didn't look away at the wrong time, and now it's all up to Dams. Take this to the next round, otherwise we will be going to the 3rd and final map, which will be Inferno. Moment, he's got 50 seconds to work with. Dams making his way up. Hasn't spotted out the cat player, and the timing seems to be in his favor. Will he anticipate Dizzy being around the corner? Dizzy has the upper hand, and Dizzy finds his head, and that is GG. Well played to OG, picking up the 2nd map, 22-18. Really well fought by both teams on that side, on this Mirage map, and they will be taking it to the 3rd map. We will be seeing an Inferno being played, and a 5-minute break has been called, so we will be right back into the action. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and yeah, please be patient, and we'll be back soon. ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you for holding on for us. We are on now the third map, Inferno. This, I believe, is the third and final map. We're going to opt for best of 5, but both teams' circumstances would rather do the best of 3. And at the moment, we are tied 1-1. Vinco managing to pick up the first map on train, showing a lot of aggression and a lot of talent in terms of their attack and strategy. And then we saw OG taking it to a nail-biting second round, the second half of the second overtime, and they managed to take that round away and secure the third map. So this is definitely going to be a jaw-clinching and knuckle-clinching matchup. I hope that you guys are currently enjoying the casting. A side note again, I feel so obligated to point this out. I do feel terrible for the fact that I'm a little sick, so the quality of the stream is probably suffering a little bit, but I thank you guys for bearing with me. I thank you guys for supporting ZAMAJORS and making sure that you guys are coming through and support your friends and your teammates in some circumstances. And yeah, there's gonna be a big year coming up for the SML. We've got a lot of things planned. We've got a lot of tournaments lined up, and of course some more great prize pools and competitions for the community to get themselves involved in. Again, I just want to shout out to Utini and Digital for Jesus for everything that they've contributed so far into this tournament, into the competitions, the website, the game servers. I mean, these guys have been fantastic. They really have been a joy to work with, and also they've made our life a lot easier here at SML. And they really have made this tournament happen. Without them, I don't think we would be where we are today. So really big thank you to both Utini and Digital for Jesus. We're just in the warm-up phases at the moment. Just want to alt tab quickly. Mic is on. Let me know if the sound is still on, guys. I know sometimes in between games I don't click the right button and things don't get unmuted. I must apologize. I'm still relatively new and still learning, and hopefully I'll get better and in the future be a professional caster. Back and forth between both sides. Again, this is the third and final map, guys, so I think in the chat everyone should type who they think is going to take this map and take the Gold Division Championship. I think it's going to be a really tight game, so you definitely want to make sure that whoever you're supporting sees your support. They know you're there, and I'm sure they're going to appreciate every bit of it. Okay, we are jumping straight into the knife round. We got Team Vinco on the T side, and we got OG on the CT side. Looks like we're going to go straight into a very aggressive knife round by Vinco. They managed to win out both knife rounds previously, so they definitely have a little bit of confidence going into this matchup. Oh, we see lately coming sneaky around the corner, and soon see a melee coming into play here. And here starts melee. Dizzy first to get dropped down. Dam's taking a little bit of damage. Lich Lord and who else doing more damage, and Heartbreak managing to find out Lich Lord. But now it's up to Ombakenda. He is running for his life. He will find one. He will find two. Apologies. Dam seems to have taken out Hashimoto, but not because of the lack of Ombakenda trying. Didn't manage to get that right click off on him. But now he's in a 2v1 situation. Has the high ground. He will spot him out pretty soon. This will be an interesting end to the knife round. Bobby O and who else being a little bit scared there, but probably baiting him into a side knife. A standoff, Mexican. What do they call it? Mexican standoff. That's that one. AFK in chat, definitely. Boys seem to just be eyeing each other out, waiting for someone to make the move. Or Makenda knows he's not at a disadvantage here, but he's going to take the narrow passage up. Want to make sure that he can get the 1v1 fights. But he will be running out of time soon, and Vinco just kind of need to play it safe. They've got the numbers advantage, so they can win this knife round. They just decide to play it practically safe. Come now, boys. Makenda now switching for a fight, and now Makenda now has the advantage, and he actually managed to take that away. Managed to take out Bobbio and who else. I can understand why that Vinco side definitely didn't want to take that fight together, but they were being spurred on and urged on by the current side OG take that fight. And OG or Makenda, he really made it work for himself. I don't think he was aware that both of them might be solo, but definitely did a good job there taking those fights individually. Now we're going to see the OG side. They're going to opt to take the CT side. I firmly believe that Inferno is quite a CT-sided map in terms of map control and pathing and stuff, so it's going to definitely be a tough situation for Vinco to come forward and capitalize on, but it's not impossible. A good attack is always inevitable at this level, and we're going to see Vinco rushing up the arch side. Going to get some library control. But lately we'll hear him out, spot him out, and two Makenda and Nady will find 2 frags, but not before his player is dropped down. Now it's a 3v3 situation. Bomb will probably manage to be planted. Heartbreak does find Lichlord, however, and now it's a 3v2 situation. It's all up to Bobbio and Dams, last 2 remaining T-side players, to clutch it out. Dams probably going to take the initial fight while Bobbio plays it passively. Taking his time, Bobbio takes one fight, managed to find one hit instead of a second hit, and now it's a 1v1. Dizzy and Bobbio, the last 2 players on the server, and now Bobbio is super low on 20 HP, but both players having to reload, and now Dizzy must know that time has run out, and he's just going to either stick it or Bobbio is going to harass him as much as possible. I think Bobbio has managed to do it. Bobbio has wasted enough time, and unfortunately Dizzy doesn't have 78 HP, so he will be dropped to the bomb. But okay. Apparently if it's in mind. Every day you learn something. In any case, a great round there by Vinco. Very good aggression coming out of that seaside. They did a nice clock train through the through archers, and they managed to get that bomb down quite quickly. OG doing a great job in retaking the site, but not quite managing to capitalize there. You're gonna see OG fully stacking grenades down Banana. Hopefully managing to find a player or 2. Hashimoto will soak up a little bit of damage, but as I say that, he's going to soak up very little damage, minimal. And he spotted out quite a few players, so the stack has probably been noted, and the amount of probably been counting one by one. And what a great grenade there onto Hashimoto's head by Makenda. Vinco, like I discussed in the previous matches, they have very disciplined attacks and disciplined defenses, and OG has the same thing, but at the moment obviously they're a little bit of a disadvantage on the pistol round, and I think they're just hoping to maybe collect a gun or 2, but Vinco is not giving an inch. They're playing it really passively. Hashimoto has not been spotted out, and that pays off. Who else finding Heartbreak towards the A site, and now it's just left up to Dizzy. And it's one man in the mission, you know, the one man in the dream. Get a Reddit clip going here, Dizzy. We believe. But in all honesty, he's got the USP, so I think he's probably looking to get an exit frag, and possibly just save an AK or an ump, or not an ump, a Mackie or something along the lines. But this Vinco side, again, they're sticking together. They're making sure that if there's any fight that they do take, there is someone not far behind, someone not around the corner that can't help them. And Dizzy anticipating a little bit of a wraparound from behind. He will probably hear the banana players. I don't think he will be successful in finding any gun to work with at all this round. And that's just a great round coming out from the Vinco side. Measured aggression up banana, measured aggression up mid, and they're picking apart the CT side. Granted, it is a pistol round, but really great read into how OG gonna play it, and they really made it matter. Didn't lose any players, so I think they're gonna opt to keep those SMGs. They know that they can rake in some cash, but we see the OG side picking up rifles, so those SMGs are gonna be a little bit of a disadvantage. See what OG can do in terms of the defense, and maybe withhold them, keep this game neck and neck. Heartbreak and Ombaken are gonna hold this mid crossfire, and we've got Disco down holding a passive apps control position, and rightly so. We've got who else and a couple other players making their way into apps, gonna probably execute onto the site. Smoke's coming through. Disco Don and Ombakenda ready and in position, but Disco Don not Ombakenda not quite finding the players. Disco Don managing to catch out one player, a lot of damage done, but a little bit too late. We've got Outbreak on the site, and Lichlord will find him out, and now it's a 4v2 situation. Dizzy and Lately lost too many CT side players, wanting to make sure that they can do a little bit of impact damage, but I think they're going to opt to save this round, and make sure that they can have a little bit of strong buy and a chance going into the third round of this game. Well, I say third, it is the third round, the fourth round. We're seeing great executions coming on by Vinco. They've got their timing really spot on. They're executing and peeking these angles together. A lot of util is being used. It's a good thing to see out of any team. You know, you can kind of measure how good a team is based off their util and their executions. And if you've got those two things down, you can really give props and do a lot of damage to any defense, I guess. I mean, like I said, my opinion was of that the CT side is the stronger half, but like I said, Vinco and any T side with a good strategy and well placed headshots can really tear CT side in two. We're gonna see a half buy coming out of OG. Well, not half. Dizzy and Lately will be saving their rifles, but we will see a B stack coming through. Ombakenda sitting on the wall, not quite catching the 1v. And he's dropped a little bit low. We'll see a lot of aggression coming out top of Banana by Hashimoto and Lichlord. Apology, Bobby O. And now we spoke a little bit earlier about also these guys measured aggression. It's really great to see like a game of strategy and counter strategy happening. It looks like not a lot is happening, but both OG and Vinco's brains must be turning. They got to figure each other out, and at the moment OG's on the back foot, but they want to make sure that they can do as much damage as possible. And Ombakenda, as I said, Ombakenda picks up a frag onto who else, but Lichlord returning the favor will probably draw that rotation through. But at the same time, I think these CTs know that strength in numbers is probably their best odds. Outbreak pushed his way through apps, leaving Lichlord to his own devices on this A bomb site, possibly to wrap around, and this could spell a lot of trouble for the OG side. We've got an execution coming out. Disco Dan blind and burning alive, not being able to get out of position there. Lately returning the frag onto Bobby O, but Hashimoto taking him out, and now Dizzy, last man alive on the site, not anticipating the push just as quickly as what it came, and now it's just up to Heartbreak, a 3v1 situation. But looks like he's going to be saving it. I don't think he has any reason to throw away an AK on a save round. So great 4 rounds there by Vinco. They've really shown that they've got a lot of strats to pull out on this map, making a lot of impact plays all around the map, and just leaving the OG side guessing. So I think the OG side are gonna want to maybe take a timeout or take a little breather just to kind of figure out what's happening and where their defenses are weak and what they can do to improve it. But this is going to be the first buy round of the game for OG. So it's definitely going to be curious to see what they can do to stop this Vinco attack. Two AWPs going to be picked up by the OG side. Vinco opting to just stay with the rifles at the moment, keep the economy at quite a healthy standpoint. And OG, obviously, they're on the back foot here. They got to make sure that they work with this round. We got Lately and we got Dizzy holding the close angle, but both of them can be mollied off very aggressively. Those grenades doing a lot of damage by the CT side. Bobbio burning alive, and Dam's getting dropped down to 17 HP. Great utility dispensage by OG at the moment. They take very little damage, but we will see a little bit of the execute coming out here by the Vinco squad. But OG have kind of foreseen and predicted, anticipated. So we're going to see a little bit of util drop down. McKenna with the sick frag there onto who else? Going to pop flash himself around the corner and try to get the frag. Hashimoto will be blinded, but Ombekenda will manage to find it, shutting down the push. But Dam's coming around the corner. Disco down, sitting on the side to load in pit, and now it's all up to Dam's in that 1v4 situation, and he is not going to quite win it out. Disco Don and Ombekenda doing a great job defending that A bomb site, and that's the first round on the board for Team OG. Definitely what they wanted. They want to start chipping away at that accumulated Vinco economy and start building their own. We're going to see an Org being picked up by Heartbreak, and obviously full utility coming out from the OG side. Vinco still opting to pick up a full AK set of AKs. We'll want to get a little bit of map control before executing anyway. Hashimoto and Bobby are making way up Banana. The cheeky boost coming through. Maybe want to clear the position. Hashimoto baiting the Molotov sound, but no one's biting, so probably assuming it's cleared. But in CSGO, assumptions make yeah, we know how the saying goes. Very passive positions coming out from OG at the moment, and they just want to wait for some of the players to walk into the crosshair. We're going to see a little bit of execute coming out. CT smoke coming in lately, ready with the Molotov, but no solid execution coming out just as yet. We've got Vinco, who else, and the rest of his team looking to maybe make a move into mid. Heartbreak mollying off the position, but Bobbio rushing it out. Bobbio getting aggressive in the position, not quite finding Heartbreak though. Heartbreak finding a little bit of damage. Molly is coming through, not Molly, the flash is coming through, and who else gets taken out by Lately from the B rotation. And now we've got Dizzy catching two players off guard, almost catching the almost getting the second frag there. But Hashimoto doing a great job making sure that he punishes the and refrags the enemy player. Lately dropping Hashimoto to 3 HP. And that was a precarious situation. Discodon managing to find Bobby had managed to find Discodon, and now the CT players are in the completely wrong positions. Vinco seems to have figured out their positioning and will make their way to the A unprotected and get a free plant and some pretty decent after plant positions. Hashimoto is on 3 HP, so this is definitely doable for the OG side. They don't want to give up on this round, I'm sure, because the economy will be reset for a couple more rounds. Hayes, to answer, yeah, he's Hayes. To answer your question, the score Mirage, it was 22-20, I believe, or 22-18. Thank you. It was pretty close game. And Ombekenda and Lately making their way onto the side. Hashimoto popping his head up, trying to make himself invisible at the back of the box here. And Bobbio and Hashimoto doing a great job defending the side. I believe both players will. Bobbio will manage to survive that, but Hashimoto will go down. Defended that bomb valiantly, and this Vinco side has again reset the OG side, so they're in a little bit of a sticky situation. You see Vinco picking up the full normal 5 AKs. They haven't opted to buy an AUK this game, but I think they're making it work with these AKs, managing to get pretty good frags and refrags all around on all the players. Lately eating a little bit of a grenade there, but will fall back down the smoke. Disco Dan popping up on top of the sandbags, doing a little bit of damage there. I think the stack will be called on the bomb, on the B bomb site, and I don't think Hashimoto and friends will be making their way there. They'll probably look to set up on the A, but we've got Heartbreak and Disco Don, Ombekenda, excuse me, sitting on site and in pit. And they're looking to shut this down. They're on the pistol save again, so, and they do have the man advantage. Lately will push out because he knows he's got the smoke coming out into his face. But he's been blinded and he's going to get into the shotgun AWP mode. And will he find a play? He doesn't swing enough, swing in time. And who else? And yeah, just who else is coming onto site and shutting everyone down. And he's doing a great job there. Great entry frags onto site. Also, really great utility dispensage by the Vinco side to make sure that who else can get onto site. So it's a combination of really great utility and good timing off that utility to make it work. Disco Dan getting a great one tap onto who else? Lichshot finding out Dizzy, and Dizzy just doing a little bit of damage with that grenade, but Lichshot not quite managing to Disco Don not quite managing to capitalize on the frag onto Lichshot there. We will be calling a tactical timeout. One of the OG players is disconnected. I'm gonna take us through to an ad break quickly and we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are climbing right back into the action. This will be a round again that OG will be able to pick up and get a little bit of weapons. But I'm just loading back into the game here. My word. Ladies and gentlemen, I did I minimized and had to get back in. It looks like Dizzy and Bobby are first two victims to the 8th round of this half. And we see that Vinco's made an aggressive play up top of the who else and lately getting great frags, lately with an insane flick to get the second frag onto Hashimoto, but now he's in a precarious situation. He will be burnt out of position, and oh, he's going to get a third frag. What a great, sick, insane play there by Lately. Will he manage to find the remaining last player, Lichshot? Lately is now, Lichshot's going to burn himself out of position, and Lately is in a tough situation, but he has been backed up by his team. He's looking for the 5k, he's hungry. Will he be able to pull off this 5k? Yes, he will, and Lately on fire, getting 3 sick one-taps with the Deagle, and managing to close off with that AK. What a great clutch there by OG Lately. Really well played there. And that's gonna give OG a second round on the board. Vinco still has a little bit of economy to work with for this round, but at the moment these guys are also being forced into their last buy. Even though they do have 6 rounds on the board, they need at least 4 rounds to kind of get a really good grip on the economy, and they got shut down just beforehand. Being a very Bobby O holding a anti-flash there. This is the top tier strategies coming out. They know that if they want to beat people to the flashes, they need to think outside the box. They need to get those anti-flash players up and running. Smokes will be dispensed onto the B bomb site, but Lately getting in ahead of it and making sure that he drops down the smoke to stop any pushes, but going to be low on any utility to stop them from that very aggressive play that I'm sure is going to be coming out. Nothing is happening on the A bomb side, so surely any second now the OG side will be calling that rotation. The execution is coming in through from Vinco, and we've got Dizzy alone on the bomb side. Lately peeking through, oh my goodness, picking up 2 beautiful one taps. He finds the 4th, he finds the, oh my goodness me, what a great round there by Lately, making sure to get very aggressive, great pop flash himself into his position and managed to pick up 3 early kills and spam the 4th player through the smoke. Didn't get dropped down, but his teammate had his back, and that was another great round there by the OG side, managing to pick up the 3rd round and start bringing himself back into this game. And we see, like I said previously, Vinco will be forced into an economic save. It sounds fancy, but it's just a save. They will pick up two pistol SMGs, as I like to call them, the Tech 9s, and literally will have some flashes. I'm sure they want to maybe flood out of apartment. Oh, let me coagulate my words. They want to flood out of apartment, but they will be sprayed down. And this could gone, surprising their attacker. But Ombakenda on the corner with the shotgun up, and Ombakenda making pro plays on the balcony, but doesn't quite manage to find the player. And Hashimoto and Dams managing to find their way into pit 2v3 situation. Done a lot of damage so far to the economy of OG, but it's like I said, 2v3 situation. We've got a player wrapping Heartbreak into the apps, wanting to make sure that he can capitalize on any unmeasured aggression. And Heartbreak not quite managing to find the frag. Two players have been called to cross over onto the bomb site, so Dizzy can make his way forward. Dam's finding one great frag, but Dizzy coming around the corner. Hashimoto left him side, and Dizzy finding his head and deleting him promptly from the server. A really great round there again by OG. Great defense. That was a save round for Vinco, and they did get the bomb down, so they will be looking to buy up those AKs, potentially get a AWP on the board finally. I'm correct in saying that they will be picking up. Vinco will be picking up three CZs and two mini SMGs, and they're gonna maybe play this a little bit more patiently. But as I say that, who else and the rest of the Vinco boys getting aggressive into the smoke. Pop flash is coming through, but they did not spot Heartbreak. Heartbreak getting behind him, breaking heart, putting a 6 spray down into 3 players, but Dams comes around the corner and manages to shut down Heartbreak. Umbakenda now in a sticky situation, but comes out on top against Lichfield, and now Umbakenda alone on the A bomb site here, but AWP in hand. Dams not spotted out, and Umbakenda with an insane no scope flick onto Dams, and a great round there by OG. OG starting to really bring it back, 4 rounds in succession, but again, Vinco allowed themselves to build up a little bit of a economy going into this round. Obviously, they picked up the AWPs on Dams, so Dams will be a little low on cash. See if he will be able to utilize this. He sees the cross, he manages to get pick onto, not a pick, a little bit of a leg there onto Umbakenda, dropping him 69 HP, but not quite managing to find the frag. Umbakenda and Heartbreak playing the apps in close mid. Disco Don, Heartbreak about to have a pleasant surprise in apps, but Lich Lord's on top of his game, making sure that he punishes anyone being too aggressive there. But now it's Disco Don versus who else, and it's not in favor of either one. Neither had PK's advantage, but who else comes out on top, spraying down, making Lately rotate from the B bomb side onto the A, and this gives a lot of space to Vinco to work around this map. They will be playing it very passively, like we saw before. Bobby O playing it anti-flash. Hashimoto, rightly so, it looks away, and very good thing. The player has been spotted out. Hashimoto takes out that B player, and little do they know that the B is open. But Lichlord making a little bit of noise towards the A, making sure that the rotation is cut off. And now it looks like OG are going to be forced into saving this round. Great flash coming through, and Lichlord not quite getting dropped, but Hashimoto doing great damage. Lately managed to find Lichlord, but gets dropped down to 19 HP, and it looks like I think the save is going to be called. Great round there by Vinco, starting to go back to the roots of the earlier games of playing it very passively. Heartbreak with a sick flick. And they're making it work in their favor. OG is starting to find their feet coming into this Inferno matchup. So this is, like I anticipated and predicted beforehand, a very close matchup. Both of these teams, I mean, at the moment, Vinco came into this 6-0 and Orgless came into this 5-1. So very small differences going into the finals. And to be quite fair on both teams, like, they have phenomenal lineups, insane players. These are all globals. You'll see them in matchmaking, and you'll be unfortunate enough to verse them. These guys are top quality. I would go as far as to say semi-professional or amateur CS:GO players. I mean, these teams are really solid, and I'm sure that they are looking to go further with their team. I mean, getting this far into the tournament definitely got to mean something in terms of their skill and how they play this game. You see both teams buying up this round. OG did have a little bit of a bank to fall back on, and holding precarious angles behind precarious smokes. We're gonna see this Vinco again, just playing that slow game. Anti-flashes, and Bobby O's finally gonna get that anti-flash kill that he's been waiting so long for, and he definitely makes sure that it's worth his time that his team dedicates to play to that anti-flash. I think Vinco really have ironed out all the kinks in their gameplay at the moment, and they're definitely looking to build as much of a lead on this T side as possible. The Lich Lord and who else making the range? Apps making a little bit of noise, possibly draw a rotation. They do have the man advantage at the moment. Lich Lord gonna dispense some utility, maybe draw out the rotations, and as I say that, Ombakenda will be making his way, but we've got a fourth, not quite a fourth player rotating yet, because he's sitting on the close corner, making sure that any rotations that come through will be shut off. But Lich Lord burning Disco Don alive, and we've got Ombakenda with a great frag there. But Dizzy's going to be left alone on this bomb site. They're going to have to rush to the smoke. They will be burning alive. The smoke will be dropped, and luckily for Vinco Gaming, they were quick on the ball there, and unfortunately Dizzy didn't manage to do too much damage there. Now it's a Dams with a great frag onto Heartbreak. Now it's a 2v4 situation. Ombakenda and Dizzy in a do or die situation at the moment. Not quite certain if they can get onto the side, but Vinco playing it very, very passively. Ombakenda with a sick flick onto Bobbio, not quite managing the second flick. And almost manages to find who else, but who else comes out on top. Swings a little too wide than anticipated, and that's an 8th round on the board for Vinco. Really great CS being displayed by both teams. We will see a technical timeout being called. One of the OG players are lagging, but as I say that, again, my timing is impeccable. His ping seems to have been fixed. Okay, so OG do have a bit of economy to buy up, but they got some precarious buys. Some of the other players are not going to have the most solid of buys, but they will pick up as much utility as possible. They're going to make sure that they can utilize it and stop any attacks in their tracks. They will take an AWP into mid. Ombakenda throughout this tournament has proved himself on this AWP, so I'm definitely looking to see if he's going to be showing out some crazy flicks and one taps. At the moment, Vinco playing very passively. Who else in lately top fragging for each respective team? Yeah, I say that even though the score line is not quite tied up, the scores definitely are. Passive plays coming in from both sides. Dams not finding anything on the AWP, and Ombakenda not finding anything on the AWP in mid, opting to fall back a little bit. Now, I spoke about this a little bit earlier, but this measured aggression is a great form of CS to see. You know, it's not always rush B, you know, and it's good to see that these players are using the strats that they know, using the smokes and utility spots that they know to their advantage, and both teams are kind of, up until the do or die moment, are just fighting it out. In terms of the utility, Discodon not quite making his way around the corner while he was blinded, and who else coming onto the site? But Ombakenda spots out a player on site, gets one frag, catches him in the head, and gets deleted pretty quickly though, and that is the bomb down for the Vinco side. And Heartbreak might be a little disappointed they didn't manage to find either of the two players, but did a good job in getting the damage down. Now it's a 3v4 situation in favor of Vinco, and we're looking to see OG try and get a 6th and 7th round. Just a deadlock at the moment. No players wanting to reveal themselves prematurely, but lately with the sick frag on Hashimoto through the smoke there, that sound is so satisfying. One player will be spotted out inside, Dams will get taken out, but Heartbreak returns the favor, and Lich Lord kicking out of Heartbreak, and that is the round for Vinco. Lich Lord doing a phenomenal job defending the bomb. Does go down to it, but Vinco making sure that they can secure that bomb site, and we are going into the 15th and final round of the first half of this Inferno game. This has been pretty tight. And yeah, we're seeing great CS being played by both teams. Unfortunately, at the moment, Vinco's just got a little bit of a upper hand now in terms of the economy at the moment. Especially, well, it is last round, but they made sure that going into this last round, OG did not have a strong line. Heartbreak is being sprayed down to the wall, and Lichlord will capitalize on that, revealing his position a little too prematurely, and going to force the OG side to hold hands, I guess. But Disco Don not quite making his way over to his teammate. Again, we're seeing Bobbio and Hashimoto just working that banana, playing it very, very patiently and passively. I don't think there's been a round this entire half that these guys are not waiting. So this is definitely part of their strategy. I think it's working pretty well in their favor, and it's just the patience game. You know, Bobby O's game of CS must be pretty boring staring into a wall, but at the same time, it's part of the strategy, and it's super effective in terms of the trading and making sure that his team comes out on top in terms of the duels. So it's actually great CS being played right now. See a little bit of measured aggression coming out of the T side into mid, smoking off Ducky, wanting to get a little bit of a boost. Lichlord now got a high ground, and lately hasn't had spotted him as of yet, but Lichlord not nearly failing the jump, and he suspects lately must be there, but lately not quite managing to win that duel first hand. But now we've got Dizzy and Disco Dan on the B bomb side making impact plays, but unfortunately they do get overwhelmed on the side, and that will be the half in favor of Vinco. 10-5, what a great and strong T side coming out of the Vinco side. Again, another technical timeout has been called. It seems one of the players just needs to reset his router. We'll be climbing straight into the action very soon, so just bear with us, and I hope you are enjoying the stream so far. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the action. This is the first round of the second half of the third map, Inferno. OG now on the T side attacking, and we've got Vinco on the CT side looking to defend this and perhaps walk out of this map victorious. See a little bit of damage coming through from the OG side onto Vinco, and on McKenna getting a great one tap onto who else, and giving the OG side immediate advantage. Both Vinco players playing it very close together and want to make sure that they can refrag at least off each other. And it looks like OG is going to be setting up for a attack onto the A bomb site. Looks to be coming through. It looks like it's going to be a B rap, boys. Definitely will be a B rap, and this is going to be interesting to see how this is executed. We've got the OG side rushing through towards the B bomb site. Bobby O has spotted out a player, but is going to be not quite taken out just as yet. Will take the duel against Disco Dan and company, but Hashimoto doing a great job defending it, taking out Lady and finding the head, the heart rate flicking onto his head, taking him off of the server, and now OG will manage to get the bomb plant. Two players coming up very quickly up Banana, Dams and Lishlord in a 1v3 clutch. But the bomb needs to come out, and Dams and Lishlord making it count, getting both Dizzy and Heartbreak with one taps, and I think they can hear that rotation coming to the A, and the rotation will be promptly called. McKenna now left in a 1v2 situation. Tough little spot for him. He definitely wants to get this round on the board to make sure that OG has a stronger position going into this round. And Dam's not quite capitalizing, getting dropped down a little bit low. But McKenna not quite getting into the apt position, and will have to book it to the side, getting dropped to 41 HP, has to reload 11 bullets, and Dam 32 HP. Lichshot spots him out, and this is not good for Dam. McKenna not quite making the frag, gets one. He doesn't waste enough time for the second. Does Lichshot have time? He's got the kit, and he will secure the 11th round for Team Vinco. A really great fight coming out there from the Vinco side. OG with the strategy and plan was pretty solid. Execution got shut down a little bit early there by Hashimoto and friends on the B bomb site. Really great defense there in the spur of the moment. Two versus the world, and they made it count. The OG side did manage to get the bomb down though, so they will be picking up an AK and some an SMG, a Deagle, and a double Galil. Util will be thrown down mid by the Vinco side, but not quite hitting the mark. And we're going to see the Vinco side playing very passively on the B and A bomb side, making sure that the golden rule of thumb is followed, is you don't be aggressive on an anti-eco normally. As versus good players, you will be punished. OG just sussing out the defense, was A, clearing these angles methodically. But again, we've got the OG side wrapped to B, and we've got two players, Hashimoto and Bobby O, sitting patiently, peeking around. Hashimoto does get spotted out, and I think the play and call will be made now. But Umbakenda making his way across towards the B bomb site, and only two players, and we've got a Heartbreak making sure that anyone wanting to lurk behind that banana will be punished. But looks like they're slowing things down and not quite making their minds up. Okay, it looks like OG have opted now to go towards that B bomb site, and there comes the execution. Hashimoto dropping down a Molotov. The rotation has been called, and Lishlord making his way really quickly through, and Disco Dan and company don't have a lot of time to execute onto the site, and they're in a little bit of trouble if they don't manage to get onto the site in time. Hashimoto, Lishlord, everyone doing their part. Hashimoto surviving on no HP, Disco getting onto the site, and Disco Dan, both of them doing a lot of damage, but 10 seconds remain on the board, and Disco Dan's got to cover his teammate. 3v3 situation. Lately's 1 HP. Gonna catch the player, almost misses that, and unfortunately the gun goes flying off of the map, but does help his team capitalize on that. And Disco Don holding a passive angle, but Lishlord jumping up onto the coffin, they're doing good damage, and Lishlord closing it out. Great round there. Imagining a 3k spray down to the smoke, and that entrance onto site was really well orchestrated. The in-game leader, I'm sure, is quite proud of them. And Vinco just holding up a very solid CT side. Things are looking a little bit dire in terms of OG's economy at the moment, but they've got 1 or 2 more rounds to work with. But then they really need to start bringing back some rounds onto the board. Otherwise, they risk losing the championship here. We're gonna see some early aggression by Heartbreak up. Not managing to utilize that PD90 as successfully as I'm sure he would have. Hashimoto getting dropped a little bit low, but in return they do manage to get the frag onto Heartbreak. And they got a whiff of that bomb, and they know that they definitely want to make sure that they climb onto it. Bomb will be sitting in the smoke. These players will be waiting out these smokes and patiently waiting for any mistakes coming their direction. He's waiting to apps. And this is the good thing about how Vinco's playing their defense is they're waiting out the patient angles, waiting to get the frags coming into their crosshairs, and then once they do, they start shifting around the map and getting a little bit aggressive in different angles, and then playing very passively on the other side of the map, make sure that they maintain that advantage and map control. I've got Who Else and Dams on the bomb site. The rotation should be called pretty soon. And here it comes. The attack is going to be made. Who Else getting a sick frag, but Dizzy and Lately managing to take out Who Else and Hashimoto. Now it's up to Dams on the bomb site, and now it's a 2v2 situation. Dizzy now left in the 1v2 situation. Bobbio literally doing a great job there, but now he gave away his position. Now Dizzy's now got his mind set on the fact that he's sitting in library. This could be dangerous for him. Got a player wrapping around Bobbio on 5 HP, so this could work out in favor of him. Bobbio catches out Dizzy and manages to take his head off pretty quickly, and that's a 13 round on the board there for Ombukenda and gang. Actually doing a great job there for the OG side, but unfortunately at the moment Vinco really seems to have their T side down, and at the moment they're displaying a great fortitude on both the A and B bomb sites, and just holding it passively, making sure they get those frags. And yeah, their retakes are also something to be noted as well. OG taking a lot of damage in mid and banana from HE grenades and onto Heartbreak and Ombukenda. They're on the Deagle save bar, so they're just looking to maybe get some one taps around corners, and even through a smoke would be magical. But the best they can hope for is a bomb plant. At the moment Vinco has got everything stacked in their favor to win this round, but anything is possible in the game of Counter-Strike. You see a very passive and slow play into mid from the OG side, but Dams is sitting on the corner holding a tight angle and not quite managing to hit the shot. Shot will be baited out and the smokes will come through, and Ombukenda with a sick one tap coming out onto Lichlord, and Dams will return the favor onto Discodan. But lately playing it very passive to the smoke, but we've got Hashimoto keenly and astutely aware that someone could be popping through there, and now it's up to Ombukenda and Heartbreak, both players below 40 HP. One shot away from dropping low, and Dams has got his crosshair trained waiting for these guys. Bait comes through and Dams misses the shot. Ombukenda and Heartbreak. Oh! Almost with the collateral, and a great flash coming in there for Dams to capitalize and get the frag. That utility usage is definitely on point at the moment for this team tonight. Heartbreak now alone, 15 seconds. I'm sure he's now thinking about just committing that big S, getting onto the site, just wants to make sure he gets that money going to the next round, and he will drop down before the time runs out. Vinco pick up the 14th round on the CT side. They're displaying a very solid defense at the moment, and this is OG's probably their last opportunity to make an impact into this game and bring some rounds back. Otherwise, they are risking this third and final map to Vinco. So it's anyone's game at the moment, but Vinco are starting to slowly run away with it, getting quite a few rounds on the board. OG just want to make sure that they can at least put up a bigger fight. These guys have they showed on that Mirage that they are fully capable, and they want to make sure that their names stay on the lips of the players and spectators watching this game. Passive plays coming out here, but Lichlord and company just sitting in the arch side, wanting to stack this up, play a little bit unpredictable, and this is very important to this style of and tier of gameplay is as soon as you become predictable, you're kind of signing your death warrant. And Dams holding the same angle, but this time he's got a teammate backing him up. and the spray down to the smoke might be happening. Lichlord holding the tight angle up against the wall, but no push will be coming out just yet from the OG side. Vinco players on B bomb side have barely moved. Hashimoto sitting, making sure that he's got the CT on lockdown, and he's got his player Bobbio got his back. Flashes will be coming through. The rotation has already been called, so we've got Dams about to pitch up onto Coffins with that AK, with that AWP. Managed to get a great frag there, but sorry, Hashimoto picked those up. He got a collateral there, and Ombakena finally managed to take out Hashimoto, but a little bit too late lately, and Ombakena now in a very tight situation, hoping to try and get some frags. But got players at tight angles. Ombakena with a great one tap onto Bobbio, and Lichlord managed to shut him down, and now it's all up to Lately, but Lichlord getting very quick in there and managing to shut down Lately and Ombakena. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the last round of this matchup, possibly. Vinco showing that they are being dominant going into these matches. OG, obviously, they really have shown good spirit going into this matchup, making sure that both the first and second match were relatively close. Second match went down to the T. OG managed to bring it back. Ombakena now making an impact into mid onto Lichlord, dropping him down, but he will be smoked off. A lot of aggression coming down Banana, but they smoked off Bobbio, making his way up, wanting to get into a critical position there. Ooh, Hashimoto dodging a scout shot. OG slowly making their way into that. They will announce themselves slightly, but I think Vinco can kind of get the feel of it, what their positions are. Who I was hearing a lot of players pushing into this mid. Might want to late wide peek. Dams dropping one player. Who else catching two players from behind, and lately at least coming through. But Bobbio making sure that he refrags his teammate, and this is not looking good. Ombakena in a 1v3 situation alone. Ombakena with a sick one tap onto Hashimoto. He's in a 1v2 situation now with the life of his team on the line. He is looking to secure this round. If he can do this 4K, this will be the 4K of this entire tournament. Dam's holding a bit of a passive angle, but Ombakena might be looking away at the wrong time, and Bobbio is not going to. Oh, Bobbio catches him, and Ombakena drops, and that is GG. Well played. Vinco Gaming managing to take away the championship map, and that is Vinco Gaming, your Gold Division SML ZA Majors champions. These guys have fought tooth and nail, and these guys absolutely deserve it, displaying phenomenal CSGO. I'm going to try and get quick contact of the captain of Vinco Gaming, see if we can get him into interview, get a little bit of an insight into what their mindset was going into this matchup and into this tournament. So please sit tight, and we'll bring you a little bit more in a couple.
Disconnected. Connected. Disconnected. Connected. Channel switched.
Hello. Hello?
Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna mute now, so just any questions you have or anything you don't want to answer, you don't have to, but really well played. When we're going live in about 3 seconds or 5 seconds, I'll tell you then.
Okay.
Okay, we're going live in 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. With me I've got the captains and I believe the in-game caller for Vinco Gaming, Lichlord, and who else. That was really well fought game by your team, guys. You really displayed a high level of CSGO. I think you had a pretty tough opponent, but you guys managed to come out on top, and you guys are actually the first ZA Gold Division champions. How do you guys feel?
I feel
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, this is like the first tournament I've ever won in CS, so like, yeah, I feel like we've worked hard for this, so I feel quite accomplished right now.
that's good. You guys really looked like you guys had been practicing for months. I know some teams have like mixed or matched schedules, but how was your guys' preparation for this tournament and going into this matchup?
We've actually only been together for about a month as a team.
Oh really? Oh my word.
Yeah. So we've been doing quite intense prac in the lead up to the playoffs for SML. So
that's really great. I mean, your practice definitely has shown, like you've shown that your practice is the fruition of your practice. And I mean, you guys had a solid first map. I mean, you going into what you started T-side, I believe.
yeah,
On that T-side train, and you guys really were forced to be reckoned with there. I think the OG side was struggling a little bit to kind of shut you guys down. After that's such a strong T-side, how did you guys approach the PT side of that train map?
We just wanted to play our game and not get overconfident after getting all those rounds on T side.
That's good to hear. And I mean, going into the Mirage now, that was an extremely close matchup. But you guys really managed to. You guys really managed to capitalize on your T side, and I think on the CT side, the OG side, got a little bit more rounds than perhaps that you guys would have wanted. What was going through your mind, you know, going into the first overtime and going into the second overtime? Like, what were you guys thinking? How were you looking to approach it?
So going into the first overtime, I feel like we were really confident because we brought it back, I think, from 14-10 or something like that. Like, we brought it back from a really bad CT off, and we were all like really happy about it. And then going into the second OT, we were all just like, okay, calm down, we still got this. We just need to concentrate, focus up.
That's good. And I mean, unfortunately, you didn't quite manage to secure the Mirage. But I mean, coming onto Inferno, you guys on you started the T side, and you really just made headway. You got what 10 rounds on the board, I believe.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it was 10 rounds.
and that must be the perfect start going into, especially the third match of a best of 3 for the championship. It must have been a little bit stressful. I mean, did you have any words for your teammates, or you know, like any wise words of encouragement to, you know, keep your cool?
Yeah, I think you answered that one. Yeah.
Obviously there's like quite a long pause at the halftime, and it sort of like disrupted our momentum a bit, and I just told everyone to chill out. The pressure was on the other team, and we just needed to sit back and keep on doing what we had practiced, because it was working out on Inferno very well. So
yeah, your strategies and I mean, Bobbio and I believe it was Bobbio and what's it, Hashimoto?
Yeah.
Getting up that banana was really great to see, like just like strategies like the counter flashes being used. I mean, sometimes it's a bit of a waste of time, but when you are doing it and you're doing it every round, you're making it count when the flash is coming in. I mean, it's not like it was useless in doing that. And I mean, that's some in-depth Counter-Strike strategies that not a lot of teams pick up on, and they don't utilize it either. So I really must commend you guys on how prepared you were and how composed you guys seemed to be while you were playing.
Yeah. It looks composed, but it sounds different.
Look, being in the situation, and I'm sure the tension was high, and anxiety and a little bit of probably stress was coming through going in, especially into the third map. But I mean, you guys have now managed to clinch out that third map. You guys have secured your place as the first SML Gold Division Championships. You guys have won 6K, so like in general, that's what could one ask for? You know, what more could one ask for? You guys really have shown, not just to the South African scene, but also to quite a few people around the world, that, you know, we've got some class CS in our country, and definitely we want the rest of the community to participate, and we hope that next year we've got some contenders to bring to the table for you guys.
I appreciate the kind words as well.
But yeah, GG, well played, gentlemen. I don't want to keep you from celebrating too long. So you must enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for playing such a great game of CS, and GG, well played.
Cool. Thank you for hosting the event, and also thank you for casting.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. Cool. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hey?
Cheers, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Sound muted. Channel switched. Sound resumed.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for tonight. And what can I say about this Gold Division Grand Final? This has been quite a turn of events. OG versus Vinco Gaming. Vinco managing to come out on top in a 2-1 victory over OG. OG really fought to the teeth. These guys put up a really good fight on the Mirage map. Definitely had some star players coming out, and they definitely showed their light in going into the clutch rounds. Some players I must really commend on the OG side is Ombekenda. He's got some really great op skills going into every match that I've seen him. And Dizzy lately, even Heartbreak. You know, these guys are really skilled and veteran players of the game. So let's not take anything away from the excellent game that they managed to play. Fortunately, Vinco did manage to come out on top, and they deserve every single. I don't even know what the appropriate word is. They should be celebrating, and they have every right to. These guys have worked hard, and their hard work and determination has definitely pulled through. Before we end off the stream, I would just like to mention that on Thursday night at 8 o'clock we will be streaming the Silver Division Grand Final. I believe the Grand Final will be scheduled for 8. Yes. It is Black Sheep Gaming Hooligans versus oh boy, caught on the back foot, Eclipse Esport, thank you. They will be playing at 8. You must definitely make sure to tune in. It's going to be a fun game of CS for both teams. These guys will be competing for a 4K cash prize. And once this tournament has concluded, next year, early next year, we will be starting up the SML tournaments again in CSGO, COD. I'm not too sure about the F1, but we've also got some new titles coming to the scene. We're going to be running tournaments quite frequently throughout the year, so definitely make sure that you head over to our website in the description, sign up, get an account. Once you guys create an account, you just wait for announcements on a tournament and a game you'd like to enter, and you can enter easy as that. No entry fee. The SML is hosted for the gaming community. We are the gaming community, and we want to provide quality content for all our viewers and make sure that we can put the name of CS out there on the map, locally and internationally. So everyone's participation is crucial. And from the turnout of this year's first SML competition, it has really been a pleasure, and well, it's just been a pleasure to watch all these teams play out against each other. I mean, we've had some great teams competing in this tournament, going from Berserk all the way to X-Astris. We've got the Black Sheep Hooligan, or just the Black Sheep squads coming in the lower division. So a lot of teams are being represented, and new organizations are making a name for themselves. So if you would like to join, this tournament is for beginners and for professional players. So there's very little to lose and so much to gain. You know, just make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. We will keep you up to date with new content every day. Or not, let me correct myself, not every day. As soon as we've got games running. And again, I would just like to thank our sponsors, Utini and Digital for Jesus. These guys really would not, we would not be where we are in this competition and with this tournament without them. Digital for Jesus helped us with our website and hosting our website and making sure that our website's operational. They also helped us out with the competition. They sponsored the cash prize for the COD 4 competition, which I will screen very briefly to you soon. And Utini for helping us get the whole operation underway. They gave us some TeamSpeak servers and some game servers, and these guys have just been a great help in general, just to the casters and to the rest of the gaming community here at SML. And yeah, thank you very much, both Utini and Digital Jesus. Now to wrap things up, again, my name is Clove. I had a little bit of a rocky start going to this game, and I do apologize. I have been a little bit sick, so I think it took me quite a while to get into it, but I really hope you enjoyed the cast. When I'm better, I'm sure I will provide a little bit of better quality stream and casting to you guys, but I look forward to to potentially hosting and casting any of your guys' games coming into the future. And again, thank you to all of our viewers and all of our supporters, everyone who shared the video, shared the announcements, everyone who entered our competitions as well. A very big thank you to you. You guys are our backbone going into this. Without the community, I don't think we would be anything. So a very big shout out to the fans and to everyone supporting their favorite teams and watching the stream. And that is that from me, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope that you enjoyed tonight's final. And as for me, I will be logging off and I'll be seeing you soon. Well played. Good night.
There was some sort of warp contact between somebody, I'm not sure exactly what, but up the hill at the moment, the Ferrari of Revo all over the back of Bant goes to the outside. There's going to be a drag race, and I think Electrician's going to get involved as well here. They're going to be 3 wide as they go up towards Lake Com. Electrician go between the two of them, they bang wheels, and Bant gets it. Revo hanging around the outside, and Solandi pushes Electrician off the track at the moment of about 4 seconds, but he's not going to have it for long. Revo has the slipstream, has the DRS. Going to be very close with a few of them. Bant's coming in to the side. Electrician looking forward as well. Revo's done it.
I can go and slow down a little bit, I think. We're still getting they're still doing big work, getting a second kill onto Snich. With Sean suspecting 2 minutes was short, unfortunately going to get traded out. And one day going down with Battle Kraken. Russ going to get the kill to avoid it now in a 1v4 situation. With a lot of re-ace balls looking at him. Going to get 2 kills onto the side and in a 1v2 situation. Spots out the player Optimus unfortunately does get taken out by Bishop doing big work.
There we go. Beautiful.
To him. But Ghostmaster is just on point getting at the third. Maybe going for the 4th and getting the 4K. What an awesome round from Ghostmaster.